For real? Oh, no. Let's go.
Boston.
In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. on this College Football Chaos Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. This sports program begins now.
Football
Is the absolute greatest, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about it. And we're at the time now of year where there are bets to be made about touchdown scores in the regular season.
Yeah.
How you doing? Great. We're about to enter the final week of preseason. Then obviously roster cuts are going to happen, and then regular season football, then playoffs, then the Super Bowl, the biggest of all time in Los Angeles on ESPN for the first time ever. Now, obviously, college football starts when? 2 days. Thursday night kickoff, college football, real games, week 0 goes absolutely crazy. And although the games start on Thursday for college football has been alive now for the last few months. First, it was taking a trip over to D.C. where they were going to potentially pass a bill that was going to get a little bit of this chaos into a little bit of structure. Who can spend what, when? How much are these guys going for every single offseason of free agency? Do they have to lock in? Are the future sports of college in jeopardy because of the chaos? D.C. was pondering that. Both parties were behind it. I don't know much about D.C. I feel like I've learned a lot over the last couple of weeks with what people have told me I support because, I went to support a high school athletic competition that was taking place and hopefully going to make it into a big thing into the future. But I heard whenever both parties are behind something, something gets done. Well, it turns out both parties were behind some sort of bill, some sort of form, some sort of structure for college sports as a whole. And all of a sudden it doesn't get voted on, doesn't get passed. And they go for like kids recess. Yeah. Okay, so they're not working for 30 days. So we got to at least wait for that. Well, when they get back, it's election season. So will this be a main focus? Will the Protect College Sports Act be a focus of the people who get back from their recess, their summer vacation? Didn't know that happened, but they got to go talk to their constituents.
Exactly.
They got to go boots on the ground back home.
Payment.
Yeah, you do what you got to do to serve our country. Do you? It sounds like some of you, not all, whatever the case. I don't know enough. I know you guys are always yelling at each other, but it felt like everybody was on the same page that something had to be done. They go to recess, nothing's done. Allegedly, it's on the ballot for the first week that they're back in September or something to get it done because all that continues to take place is the worst possible things imaginable, seemingly publicly. You got guys that bet on games when they were young, when they weren't playing, long time ago. That comes out, he can still play because the state judge said he could still play. Well, everybody in football says he can't play. Judge says he can't play. There's nothing he can do. Big 12 has to come out and say they can't do this. There's another ruling that says he can't do it. Inevitably, he ends up not playing for Texas Tech. And you go, this can't get louder. It can't get louder.
No.
Like, that's got to be it. And then all of a sudden now there's this 5-for-5 rule that gets instituted after the last potential group that could have benefited from the 5-for-5 group had already declared eligible for the NFL because they were out of, they thought at the time, eligibility for college. So they're kind of forced in the NFL just like anybody else has in the history of college football after you play 4 seasons or 4 eligible seasons or whatever it is. And then now a local ruling says they can actually go back into college because they didn't get the 5-for-5. They were forced in the NFL. They don't have eligibility. They do have eligibility. They kind of got screwed by the ruling for the 5-for-5. This is the last class that's going to do it. So you got guys that are playing in NFL preseason games that are going to play college football? Yeah, precisely. That is going to happen. But this is the last time it's going to happen. So we just had that. Now we got NFL guys playing in there. What else can happen? It's kind of what the conversation is happening with college football. And don't even get started with college basketball. They got G League guys coming in.
Oh, yeah.
They got guys played overseas for a while coming back into basketball. Dan Hurley, head coach of UConn, goes, what is happening here? I think we all are kind of doing that. Now you talk to the coaches and you talk to the people that are potentially benefiting from these injunctions that are happening at the state level, they would say, like, this is the rules. Okay, make different rules. Okay, like we are trying to, my job is to win. If I don't win here, these people are going to run me out of town. Everything's going to go like that. This is what I have to do in this world. So this is how I'm going to operate. Then there's some other coaches that have said, we're going to not do that actually. For the good of the sport, we can kind of control, we can monitor what's going on. So the question is, if you take advantage of said rules that are certainly available for you, are you a complete dirtbag asshole if you're the only person doing it or if there's more than just you doing it? And if you're taking a stand and not doing it because you think it's better for all ball and you lose to the team, does anybody care that you lost because you took a stand? That's where dog chase tail here. That's where we kind of got a circle. And I believe at this exact moment, there's a man who's been kind of the focal point of the blame for this one.
Yeah.
This guy. And you wonder to yourself, can't always be the same guy. Turns out,
Feels like
this guy
it kind of can.
they're all going at is the head football coach at LSU, Lane Kiffin, where the state injunction was filed in Louisiana. It was not in Baton Rouge, I do not believe, but it was in Louisiana, the state law that says, hey, this class of 2022 that was told they had no more eligibility, but also found out after they already deemed themselves eligible for the NFL and already in NFL camps that they were eligible, they get a chance to actually do it. Local judge says that's good. So everybody says this is Louisiana. LSU is potentially going to benefit from this. LSU does now benefit from this. This has got to be Lane. Lane Kiffin will be joining us at 1:40.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, Eastern. We will be on ESPN News, I do believe, and also on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and I think that's it at this exact moment. But Lane Kiffin will be joining us at 1:40 Eastern. Now, since talking to Lane and getting him on the show to kind of say his side, which I think should be something as sports world we should hear. Now, if you don't agree with him after you hear, hey, you're allowed to do that. But I think he would like to speak from his perspective of like, hey, what are we? Because the Big Ten came out earlier today and said, hey, look, you're not allowed to do it. Mm-hmm. How about that?
Yeah.
In the Big Ten, if you did it in the NFL, can't do it in our conference. It'll be a problem. Suspensions, money, fine, you name it, whatever we can do, we're going to do. Big 12 came out and said, you know what?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we're doing that too. Okay, so now the SEC, we assume, and the ACC are meeting, and then the question will inevitably be, who cares what the conferences say? Can they overrule a judge? And well, if they suspend the coach, then is that actual action? And will they just sue for, this is, hey, Thursday night, week 0, college football starts.
Yeah, big up.
This is what's happening right now.
It's the only year it can happen.
And this is the only year it can happen. Talks to the table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. It is what a time for us to really get full-time into college football.
Yeah.
Been very lucky to be a part of College Game Day for 3 years now. How many years?
3 full-time, right?
3, and then the 2019 one back in there. So 3 years now. Think about what college football, from when 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler and I played football. We both got drafted in 2009 draft class. What college football was then? Well, everybody, $100 handshakes. We're like, don't even mention it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Don't even mention that. Don't. Oh, you got free shots down? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Especially whenever this NCAA representative that's in every single building monitoring everything that you do. Do not let them know anything. You got a cheeseburger? Yeah, right, dude.
Go to compliance office.
Somebody's got to report that. Did you extra fucking lettuce? Unbelievable, dude. You're really taking advantage of this entire thing. That's what it was then. Yep. Then it kind of just starts opening up a little bit. NIL happens. I think in California was the first state that had it take place. Then a kid actually left Texas, the state of Texas, to go to Ohio State, remember, because Ohio had capability for these guys to get paid earlier than every other state. Quinn Ewers is his name, Mullet man at the time, grew into obviously the Texas quarterback. He would transfer back after he was able to get NIL there. So it became a state thing. Now it's just like NIL is the reasoning why there's really no rulings that can happen. So if you take away these guys' fifth-year options, which 5 for 5, these guys are eligible for that by law, you're also taking away payment to them and employment to them. And you can get your ass sued for that because nobody's allowed to take salaries away from a family, especially in the United States of America or whatever the case is. So I think the NCAA feels like they can't do anything.
Yes.
And inevitably, can anybody do it? I honestly don't know. Pete Thamel will join us in about 2 minutes. He's been on vacation for the last week. He was supposed to get this in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
Sure.
dude. Yeah, right. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Tone. You're a published author in the college football space multiple times now. Feels like the state of chaos that is the offseason of college football is getting hot. It is getting hotter than ever. But once games start, is this all still going to matter? That's the real question, I think, for all of us. Once these games start, will any of this matter? Like if Daquan,
I mean, you're definitely, he's the first team All-American this year. Yeah, I think
it's definitely getting tweeted out. I can promise you that. But no, I mean, it'll quiet down definitely because, once football gets started and they get on the field, like everything quiets down off the field. But I mean, every time that he makes a play or any of these players that come back from the NFL and are on LSU and they make a play, it's going to get sent out, and I will quiet down, but it's still going to be loud, especially if LSU and Lane are surrounding it.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a whole conversation happening right now in my ear about our next guest and what has happened with the back room. Okay, look at them. Look at them back there. Okay, joining us now in Tone. I agree with everything you said.
Me too.
That I was listening, and then the goof troop in the back there was having a quite a time. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, I think with a backwards hat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I guess that was an entire debate that was happening in my ear in that back room with, ladies and gentlemen, the authority of college sports, Pete Thamel. Yeah. Can we see what the hat forward was the other option? There was a full. The back room was having quite
It's
a
U.S.
debate.
Open time. He looks like he's out playing tennis.
Yeah, you look awesome. I would say you look awesome. I don't know what the Ford. Can we see what the Ford looks like?
Classic.
Play ball, baby.
Play Ball Boston, Boston's best little charity. We fund inner city junior highs in and around Boston and Massachusetts. So there's your charity shout out for the day.
Oh, great plug, too.
Good man.
Four was that. Now we flip that thing backwards. Let's get to business as if it's over the top.
Yeah, bingo.
Okay? We just had it. Yeah, now we go. Let's talk a little bit about college sports. I appreciate you doing that. Shout out to what you're doing up there in Boston. Okay, so the Big Ten comes out and says, in our conference, on these grounds, if you went to the NFL, you're not allowed to play. Now, Big 12 said, us too. ACC and SEC are getting in on the conversation. Inevitably, does this mean anything? How does this have actual power and ruling? Because can't they all just get sued now? But there's just more lawsuits coming to the conferences as opposed to the schools or the NCAA or whoever else was getting sued in the past.
Yeah, so Pat, it's interesting, right? The SEC presidents had a pre-meeting last night on Zoom before their actual meeting in Birmingham today, and they essentially agreed with the spirit of what the Big Ten actually did. The SEC is in quite a conundrum here because I think philosophically they don't want players to come back from the NFL, and in the early conversation I've heard from the SEC is that that's nearly unanimous. The problem is there are state laws right now that have been enacted in the state of Louisiana specifically that allow players to do that. So if the SEC does follow the Big Ten's lead here and ban players from this path, you have to then potentially trump or overcome a state law. And that is obviously something you can't do. Everyone was aggrieved in the SEC about Charles Bediako, but it was a local judge that ruled Charles Bediako. And I remember calling people and said, well, just can't you ban him? Can't you? And they were like, no, it's literally, like the NCAA said, it's literally written in the law. So it's going to be quite an interesting showdown here if the SEC does follow suit and does do what it clearly appears like it wants to do. If you read the statement that they released, they're very, very clear. Apologies for college athletes. So what's going to happen with these players that have come back to the SEC, and specifically, obviously, LSU is obviously at the heart of this, Pat. What's going to happen is going to be one of the most fascinating things between now and kickoff.
That ruling injunction was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, not just in the state of Louisiana. I said it was outside of Baton Rouge. Turns out it was right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. State law obviously holds the power, which is where all these injunctions that have been happening over the last couple of years have been proceeding over the NCAA rules. I feel like this is an attempt by the conferences, just like the Big 12 did with like, hey, we'd like to let everybody know we don't like this either. Even though they know that they're probably not going to be able to stop much, or do you think there's going to be actual suspensions? Like if they make this rule, let's say for the sake of the argument here, Lane Kiffin be suspended for like any game where a guy who was in the NFL was potentially playing. Like how does that end up happening? And then Lane could sue them, right? Because then isn't that taking away from his resume and potential future earnings and everything like that?
What we've learned about these cases, Pat, is you have to follow the state law. Now, like the Big Ten here clearly indicated that this is the preference of the league. Now, if some hypothetical Minnesota, and they have not done this, hypothetical Minnesota sues to get a player eligible, then all of a sudden it's up to the league on how they want to adjust and react to that. So the SEC has yet to make a decision, but then it would come down to each league has the own purview power of the commissioner, president's council, et cetera, following rules. Like this could, if you go all the way down the rabbit hole here, come down to like actual league membership. So I think this was an early indication what we got last night from SEC presidents, where they stand. Now, how they proceed and how they proceed from here is going to be very interesting and very closely followed because obviously LSU, has made clear. Now, again, LSU has not formally signed these guys yet. So that's another trick here, too, that like to go further down the road. The guys have verbally and publicly committed to LSU, but unless something's changed very recently, my understanding is they have not actually pen to paper inked them yet. So, it is a compelling boardroom conundrum right now, Pat, and it will be interesting to see the SEC's messaging out of this and what LSU has to say, within that boardroom, because they're clearly on a different track from what the SEC presidents released last night. And again, that statement was interesting because it defaulted at the end, Pat, to where every single NCAA statement on all of these eligibility things is gone. It said, this is why we need to pass the Protect College Sports Act, right? Like that is every single NCAA statement released in the last years. This is why we need congressional help. This is why we need to get rid of these state-to-state rulings. So, it will be interesting to see if some of the ambition the SEC clearly has early in that statement comes to fruition today, and then how they apply it to our friends in Baton Rouge. It is never boring there in Baton Rouge.
No. Yeah, you always wonder. It can't just be one guy every time. And it's like, yep, it turns out it potentially is. Now, you talked about the Protect College Sports Act needs to be pushing. It's like what everybody's pushing at the end of their statements and stuff. That gives the NCAA a chance to be an antitrust, I believe, antitrust powers, which means they're able to rule over and they're actually able to make decisions without getting sued because they're taking somebody's employment, I believe is the big messaging that has been said out of that. What was that? It was a round table.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Yankees guy.
Yeah, Randy Levine.
What was there? Coach Saban was there.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Meyer was there.
Yep.
Pete Bavacqua was there representing
was.
Notre Dame. I believe Big 12 commish was there. ACC.
Yormark.
Yeah. Who's the ACC commish? Phillips was there, I think. I think everybody was there.
Yep.
And they basically all said, we need to be able to empower the NCAA. The only way we can do that is to stop all the lawsuits from the Protect College Sports Act.
Yes.
But then what happened? Then politicians got in there and started throwing shit in the end. There, clause, and then muddied it up, and that's why we didn't get it passed? Or should we not expect this to ever get passed? Like, how should we expect the first week back from their summer recess, which we are all very excited that you guys got a chance to take, and get back with your constituents and really go hand to hand with the people you serve every day in D.C. It's nice that you get that in the middle of the summer and go do no work. But we are thankful that you do that, and thank you for your service. When they get back, they're going to vote on this immediately, and we're going to get this thing passed, and we're going to have a rule by September?
That is wrong, Pat. That is wrong.
Okay.
When they get back, it may finally reach the floor of the Senate, which then would go up for a vote. Allegedly, they have the votes. Politicians say they have the votes just for the Senate. And then you'd have to go through a complete other process with the House. And there's a lot less pessimism that this would pass the House. And again, once you get to the House, a bunch of things are going to get picked at, refined, redone, rejiggered. So I've been pretty clear on your show, Pat, about my pessimism of this actually getting through Congress or becoming law. And that pessimism has not waned.
Yeah. Nice. I'm starting to become a little pessimistic.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think we got no answer in sight. I'm starting to think that what you said the other day is, if you're looking for stabilization, I'd suggest another sport.
Yeah.
And it does feel like we all just kind of live in the chaos. You more than anybody, because you're getting all the inside information from everywhere. But it's not just the Louisiana one. There was a Colorado ruling for the 5-for-5 thing that also ruled out or ruled in some people. Ty, with the last question for you, Pete.
Yeah, Pete, with the Colorado ruling, I think it was Stephen Daly and Kellen Wyatt who were going back to Indiana who were ruled ineligible. But I believe you mentioned to us, like, that was Colorado. If they went and got a temporary restraining order in Indiana, then there is still a chance they would be able to play. Is that kind of just dead in the water now because the Big Ten has made their stance very clear, and any, if they move forward with that, it's almost like an act of war? Or do you think there is a chance that those guys will still pursue this and try to play for IU this year?
So both of those guys, Ty, were injured. So to my knowledge, neither signed a professional contract. So they and their eligibility was up, so they didn't have to declare for the draft. So they may be able to come back via a state injunction. A lot of it, and literally the Big Ten ADs are they're meeting right now while we're talking about this, how the actual rule that's expected to get passed today reads is going to determine some of that. So those two would not be coming back from the NFL. Remember, Daly injured himself celebrating after the Ohio State win the Big Ten title game. Right. And Wyatt had a pretty significant injury around week 7 or 8. So again, off the top of my head, neither of them actually signed NFL deals because they weren't healthy enough to do so. So that would, in my mind, and again, we're still operating in hypotheticals till we actually read the rule that's going to get passed today by the Big Ten. In my mind, there'd be some wiggle room for those guys.
I like a little wiggle room happening.
That would help.
Seems like there's always a little wiggle happening in college.
There's a lot of wiggle in college sports, Pat. A lot of wiggle.
You got a lot of wiggle too, pal. I think we did good with the hat both ways.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we got to the bottom of that. You're the man, Authority. I'll see you on the road soon in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Cheers, Pat.
What
Cheers,
time?
man.
What perfect.
Pete Thamel.
Yeah, baby Pete. So perfect, you guys are there week one.
I may go see that judge. Say, what were you thinking? Did you know?
Have him on.
Go Tiger.
No, Coach Orgeron. Is not the judge.
It was Judge Ronald R. Johnson out of the East Baton Rouge Parish.
I'll tell you what, Ronald Johnson's raising a lot of hell right now. A lot of people going right back to Ronald Johnson. Okay, D-Butt, first thought. Okay? Just on it all. I am a believer,
Just ready to see some football.
Yeah.
I don't even want to put any more mental energy. Like, nothing's going to happen forever. It's the Wild Wild West. It's the NFL G League at this point. Just play ball.
Yeah, I agree. And these guys are going to play this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
There's going to be a suspension of a hold of a ruling until some time, and then there's going to be another time. So these guys are going to play.
We got suits. We got politicians involved. I mean,
It's never good.
yeah.
Yeah, you got administrators, commissioners, directors, lawyers, politicians involved in one thing. Okay.
And college football coaches that have to win.
Now.
Second thumb.
Yes, now.
Now, right now. Or they're getting fired. They might never get a job again. Now, Lane Kiffin has had 1,000 jobs.
Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin is considered a very good football coach who will definitely win a lot of games at LSU this year. Okay. That is how he's viewed. So he would get another job, but he had to start down again too, and do this entire thing. And he might not make his way back. He might get his ass fired, is what he's probably going to say. It's like, hey, I'm either having him play for us or I'm playing against him, because I'm not the only one that's doing this. And there allegedly is already potentially another guy who tried out for an NFL team, didn't make it off the open tryout or whatever mini camp weekend, didn't sign, but definitely tried out for a couple teams, was in an NFL tryout. Then he doesn't make it, doesn't sign, comes back and plays in college already. So that has already happened, allegedly, if you're reading the reports out of Texas with an offensive lineman or whatever the case is. So I think Lane Kiffin's joining us in an hour and 20 minutes. That'll be the next time we talk about this. I think he's going to say, I think he has some defense. I think, and I'm excited to hear what it is. Not saying we have to agree with it. Not saying we have to like it. But I think he is going to have at least a couple thoughts on, okay, so I'm the only one doing this? If I'm the only one doing this, then I'm okay with it. Now there's rumors of a couple other schools potentially getting in the game. The only person we've really heard is Dan Lanning, really.
Yes.
Has come out and said, once you get to the NFL, you're not college anymore, dude. Come on.
He's got some morals.
What's that?
That's a guy you can root for.
Exactly. Well, but like I said,
So you're saying potentially.
That's a Big Ten man.
that's
It was
a
only
Big Ten,
Dan. I
man.
thought it wasn't Marcus and
Marcus
Ryan Day
did-
as well.
Marcus did
Mark's
well.
screaming, that's a Big Ten
That
man.
is basically a Big Ten institution. I mean, I said it yesterday and I was kind of joking, but that is why it's kind of like, if you're rooting for your team, like, you should cheat, because they're basically telling you can do whatever the hell you want for the next, until we get something figured out, which who knows how. Like, so if there is a chance, like, do it. Cheat. Bend every rule you can to your submission. And if they try to come at you and be like, hey, you can't do this, be like, oh, really? I'm going to sue your ass back to the Stone Age. We'll see if I can't do this. And then guess what? They will be able to do it. And we'll just kind of move on. Not a big deal. Wait for the next week of great games that all this stuff kind of gets washed away. But, like, it is what it is.
And I'd like to echo the sentiment that we have said plenty of times. This is not a desirable situation.
At all.
This is not how we wish this was. But I think what you're going to hear Lane say is, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So
World we live in, God help us all.
What do you want me? That's what he's going to say.
I'm just a coach. I'm just a football coach.
I'm just trying to keep a job, man. They could hate me down here.
It's a law.
And the judge, Ronald Johnson, you heard it? Honorable, is what they call him. He said it, not me. I mean, if he's making rules, I'll follow. That's what he's going to say. Once again, don't have to agree with it. Don't have to like that this is the current situation. But I think what you're going to hear is, hey, these are the rules, man. This is what we're allowed to do right now. This is what we're not allowed to do right now. Until that changes, we're going to continue to do it this way because we'd like to win football games. Then there's other coaches who come out and say, we're doing it the right way. And if they win, boy, everybody's going to be much happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be much happier if that's the case. All right, we're done with that. Let's move on. Last night was an incredible evening. Tyrese Halliburton put together a charity softball game in downtown Indianapolis to raise money for the Pacers Foundation, which obviously gives back in huge ways around the city of Indianapolis and has for a very long time. And I'm going to talk about it. The boys at the talks table at Boss Connor and at Ty Schmidt, and 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler on Daniel Jones' team. Daniel Jones, first at-bat, opening hitter for the evening, fresh off an Achilles tear. First time a lot of people have eyes on him in real life in a long time. And he goes yard, home run, first pitch, first at-bat. How you doing? We're winning the Super Bowl. Daniel Jones, he just high-fived Obi Toppin there. That was the beginning of the game. Well, Daniel Jones would come, and Riley Leonard right there.
Yeah.
He would high-five two guys. Obi Toppin hit 8 home runs last night.
Yep.
Okay, Riley Leonard could have hit 17 if he wanted to. Bryce Betcher, all these guys were on Hallie's team. They won by 30.
Yeah.
I've never seen a celebrity charity softball game be such a blowout. Ty Schmidt got absolutely smacked in the mouth at pitching. Now, there's a couple errors that were
I
made.
don't know how many earned runs I had, but, you know.
There's a couple errors that were made on the defensive side for the Daniel Jones boys. But last night was awesome. I'd like to congratulate the shit out of Tyrese, the Pacers, Daniel Jones, everybody that came together for that. 10,000 plus fans last night on a Monday night, obviously to watch some charity softball game. It was great to see Indy Ignite, which is a women's volleyball team here. They have a girl named Emma Holter, who's a libero. She plays the back row specialist for the Indy Ignite. Incredible athlete. She played softball until 8th grade. She said, I got an interview with her. She was everywhere.
Yeah, she was very good.
She was unbelievable. Obi Toppin, once again, that guy came
Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what he was doing with the ball. And also catching just casual.
Yeah, great first base. Picking balls at first base.
Riley Leonard
Mike
was
Trout,
snagging.
you mean?
Absurd. He was literally snagging barehanded balls, throwing it over to Obi Toppin, who was doing it. And we had
Bryce Terang.
Daniel, exactly.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones' team, hamstrings were getting pulled going to first base. I mean, it felt like the teams were a little bit rigged, but D-Bud had a good night last night.
Had a solid night.
Okay, D-Bud had a good night last night. Ty Schmidt was putting strikes over the plate.
Nice.
Okay, which is not easy to do. Had a great night.
Pitch for contact.
Yes, certainly was. Con Man had a good evening out there. Tyrese was not thrilled, that Connor had a little bit of success. There was a little bit of a pickle situation that Con Man got into.
Oh, I got pushed.
Didn't have cleats on. Goes to throw it back to catcher C.J. Allen. I don't know if C.J.'s ever played baseball before. I love that he's really good at football. He's playing catcher for Daniel Jones. That's a pretty important position down the stretch. Con Man throws it. CJ tries to jump and catch it. Yeah, right. In the park home run. TJ McConnell, who was going to buy baseball pants, by the way, for last night's affair. So you're talking about a spectacular night. Star of the show for me. Okay, thank you, Tyrese. Thank you, Daniel Jones. Thank you, Bryce Betcher, Obi Toppin. Lads, you did great. TJ McConnell, hilarious. Really good effort. Caden Curry went through the outfield fence.
Yeah, unbelievable. Web gem.
Cam Bynum, he robbed a home run from me.
Yep.
Unbelievable work. A lot of really good players. There is a woman named Yugan, I believe, Michelle Onya. She plays for the Fever. She's from Cal Berkeley. She majored in biomechanics and bioengineering at Cal. In high school, she took an engineering academy in California somewhere. She is actually working as an engineer while also playing basketball, has been signed to the Fever here this year. She went oppo. Absolutely smashed one. Opposite way. Boom. Gone. Okay. Ask her afterwards if she ever played softball. She said, no, just kind of natural ability, I guess. She said, just kind of casually. So she steals the night, has a defensive play. She just got to Indiana. I don't know if she got introduced after Tyrese. She got added to the team late, I do believe. She comes in there, goes oppo with a home run. Not everybody was hitting home runs. This was very, I'd say there was like 5-6 people that were hitting home runs all night because it's on rotation. This was a huge ball, the way she hit it. Yeah. And then we get on the internet, and the Fever had posted literally at the exact same time, hi. Yeah.
Donkey.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Easy.
I'm thinking Michelle Onya is something that we need to be watching. She was awesome last night. Great personality, and dunking with ease here while palming ball and hits a ball oppo. It was an honor to meet Michelle.
She was cool.
You got a chance to chat with her a little bit, right?
Yeah, chatted with her a little bit after the game. Great vibes. She talked about the game obviously, and we talked about. I'm like, So no experience holding the bat because that was a very smooth swing. Her going yard, you mentioned it, only 5 or 6 people going yard, but great vibes. And hopefully that she can get on the court at some point and make an impact. But great vibes. I'm glad she's in the city.
I love it. She's just great, very happy too.
Casual.
She got introduced after Tyrese because she was added to the team late, so the stadium announcer didn't have her on the list or whatever. So she's just sitting in the dugout, right? Everybody else is out on the field already. And then they go, also from the Fever. And the guy didn't know her last name, Michelle or whatever, because it got added. And she comes out and she goes, hello. And I was like,
okay.
I like the moxie here. I like everything about it. Thanks to everybody that showed up. 10,000 plus people on a Monday night to watch celebrity softball is so cool.
Stayed all night too.
Yeah,
cool. Whole game.
Late night. B Swift on the microphone. It was an honor. There was a lot of good stuff. Yeah, it was a cool night. And then also we had a chance to be a part of something that broke today for the NFL, the rivalries uniforms.
Oh.
They debuted at 10 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, they did. Sick.
There's alternate uniforms.
Right.
Then there's era uniform. Then there's throwback uniform.
Of course.
We'll say hello to the rivalries uniforms. And I got a first glance at it last night with Tyrese Halliburton and Kelsey Mitchell. And I'll tell you what, it did have a little Nickel City to it.
A little.
Okay.
But it was a darker gray, and nobody was saying a fake nickname for a city. It's called the Anvil Strike. Okay?
Yeah.
The Anvil Strike. And the big news is these bad boys right here. The blue helmets. People have been asking for the blue helmets for a long, long time. I think I got a chance to be a part of a game that had a blue helmet. I do believe one of them. And people go, that's awesome. Blue helmet's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sick.
I'm not a big fan of the color gray.
Sure.
Okay, just in general, kind of brings me down.
Sure.
Kind of brings me down.
You like to, yeah.
Yeah, I understand people like, my wife will wear gray on gray on gray. I say, you look great. Do the whole thing every single time. People love the color gray. Nickel City, obviously, very gray. I don't know if I would have went with gray for this, but I do like that they're going for it. We got the horseshoe on the uniform. D, but it feels like you're a big fan. I like to hear that. Blue helmets, big news.
I'm a huge fan. Obviously, with jerseys, it's about, once you put them on, how you actually play. That's going to impact me, how I remember them, how I see them. But these are great vibes. I think they're going to look great under the lights. And like you said, those helmets, those blue helmets, that's what got me. The blue helmets, got the white horseshoe, the black stripe down the middle.
Yeah.
I saw some other ones. I think we're up there at the top right now.
Oh.
The other ones I've seen.
Definitely up there.
Here's the rest of them. Obviously, Detroit, Houston, the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out to them. They sent us one of their helmets. Looks like it's like a sword going down the middle, and then there's some Viking.
It's got the Nordic.
It's a skull in Nordic, yeah.
Right there across the front. It looks sweet, I will say. I will say I'm a fan. The Chicago Bears, they had a full photo shoot, as did all these teams. A lot of players wearing their uniforms.
Yeah.
I like the Bears ones. I like their pictures. I like their
You like their
players, the vibes,
Okay.
the jerseys. I think they're up there too.
I think they did some real modeling.
Yeah.
I think they did some real modeling. What you would expect from prime time.
Yeah, won't come back to bite them.
You talking Urlacher and Singletary?
Yeah, everybody. Everybody who did some real poses.
Hester.
Which I like. I like that they did poses. I wouldn't let everybody know. I like that they did the poses.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, those always come around at the end.
Yeah, but if you're going to live life about things that come around, do you ever really go?
True.
Hello.
Whew. We have to think about that one.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get back to the rivalries uniforms. That was pretty deep. Packers look sweet.
Yeah.
Do we like or do we hate?
No, I like them. The Packers don't. They very rarely invest much time or energy into this type of stuff. It's kind of just, hey, we've had the same uniforms for about 60 plus years here, but they're cool. I like them. I don't know if they're going to stick. I don't know how often they're going to be wearing these, but they don't look super goofy, and it's kind of tried and true to what their normal uniforms are. So I like them. And then the white helmet is obviously a nice touch as well.
So the Packers fans aren't with the pizzazz.
I would say people aren't bending over backwards going crazy for these and being like, oh, man, I got to spend $400 on NFL Shop.com
Are you sure?
to get these.
They look sweet. Maybe I'll have to buy one for somebody in Green Bay. The Nashville, Music City, Tennessee Titans one, everybody says, you guys have the Oilers in your back pocket. You should always use that. They have that for their actual uniforms this year.
Yeah.
So their actual unis have the colors that are the best in the history of the league, basically. So anytime they make an alternate or a different uniform, we all want to tell them, you got it. You found it. Go ahead and run with it. They get a New Jersey. Jacksonville does their thing. So shout out to the NFC North and the AFC South doing the rivalries uniforms. And a lot of people say it's a cash grab. But I like that it's a little bit of a spectacle.
Yeah.
Makes week 3 against Houston Texans a little bit bigger for the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, yeah.
We got new uniforms out here. We're letting the world know that this is our rival. So as soon as they asked me if I would like to be a part of the unveiling of the Anvil Strike era of uniforms, I asked immediately, what is it? They say the rivalries one. And I go, ooh, is that, that's Houston or New England? Or who is it? Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
I thought that was the right answer for us.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
Gotta get the division back.
Yeah, but boy, the Jacksonville Jaguars are down there. They've been a rival of ours too because they beat us so many times.
Yeah, especially
Can't
when
win
you go
down there.
down.
Well, everyone does that.
And they had a great year last year.
Unfortunately.
Shut up, Connor.
Come on,
That's
Connor,
just
we're,
a fact.
We're the number one team in the
Did
league.
you tell
When?
everyone that last night?
What's that?
Did you tell all the players that last night?
No, it's just a lot of like, hey, anything I said to you, maybe I don't actually believe that. Okay, I just.
Oh,
just
so you
saying
did the Alex Jones.
No, I didn't do any
It's
of those.
character. It's character.
Yeah. No, it was good to meet everybody, but there was a couple of those things. But I mean, it's not breaking news that the Colts lose to everybody. Okay.
Whoa,
just,
jeez Louise.
That's just how it's been. You haven't won the
true.
division in 11 years. That's just
Okay,
that's just
that's
the reality
true.
of the situation.
Is it 12 now, or what? Is it still 11?
It might be 12. Yeah, it might be 13.
All right,
I mean,
let's do some more. Let's do some more NFL news. We're gonna win it this year. You see those rivalries?
If they wear out those jerseys every game,
Yeah.
2014.
They're focused on football. I tell you.
going on
They
13.
focus on baseball.
Okay,
Shout
so
out
we'll
Coach
be joined
McClellan.
here in about 4 minutes or so with the CEO of the PGA Tour, formerly number 2 at the NFL, Brian Rolap. Cannot wait to talk to him. Had a huge press conference earlier today. We'll get to that in about a matter of moments because they made a massive announcement that the golf world has responded in a super positive way to, and I think it's going to be better for all of sports. And you can see the NFL-ication of the PGA Tour happening right in front of our eyes. This is going to be good for us as fans of golf. Also, as fans of sport as a whole, Malik Neighbors out there running again. He looked smooth.
Yeah,
he looked good.
huge.
Looked confident. Looked happy. Obviously, with the Giants team, he is a weapon that people consider to be a top 5 wide receiver. Top 3 wide receiver if you listen to Giants fans, especially with what he did his rookie year. Coming off an injury, was hurt, had a setback that was very public, had a terrible walk to first base in a celebrity softball game where he showed up for his teammates. Obviously had everybody worried. But now with a lot of upside to not only his career, but to the Giants as a whole, they get Malik Neighbors back in a big way. Red jersey gone.
Yep.
Full go, full participant. This is huge for them, D.
Man, I love this. I'm not a Giants fan, but this is like a potential superstar in obviously the biggest media market in the world. So, I mean, you think about Odell Beckham, like he has that type of talent, that type of game-breaking talent week in and week out. I love seeing him with no restrictions, no knee brace, no sleeve. Then after this catch, you just run down the field, just get a little eat couple sticks here and there. So he's feeling good, he's feeling healthy, and he completely changes the dynamic of that Giants offense. They are, you kind of look at him, they're physical, probably going to be a grounded pound type team, but if he's out there as a safety, as a DB, as a defensive coordinator, you always have to be aware of where number 1 is. And yes, he has top 5 talent, I believe, but anytime you're looking at a wide receiver, you got to look at the quarterback. How's the quarterback? How can the O-line protect? How can they game plan for him? Can those things work? It's no doubt about his talent. Just those things around him, how well would they work going forward? But I love that Neighbors is back and healthy.
I don't like that that's a highlight against the Colts.
Was that the Colts? That's so weird. Even the Giants.
Another story before we get to golf's big announcement. Jalen Ramsey came out in support of Joey Porter Jr., good teammate, obviously. This has been a contract situation that's been quieter than many others around the league. Joey Porter Jr., obviously Pittsburgh Steeler royalty of the Joey Porter family. Joey Porter Sr., beloved in Pittsburgh, actually gave a speech before training camp, I believe last year or 2 years ago, and says, like, me and the guys I played with, we feel like we did our duty because we put another trophy into the building. Pittsburgh has massive respect for the family, but now they're wondering if they have massive respect for the boy and his abilities. Jalen Ramsey comes out and says, hey, Joey needs his money. What are we even doing here? Joey has not been playing, I believe, all training camp, basically. He's been kind of off to the side. We'd like to get him back on the field, I think, if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Is this inevitably going to get finished? How do you see this going? And now it's starting to get a little bit louder, especially with teammates saying, what are we doing? We got to focus on ball at some point.
Yeah, I hope so, because he's from his draft class, the Steelers have already paid Keanu Benton, Darnell Washington, and Nick Herbig. They all got drafted after him. They've already been paid. So they've been paying this draft class this season. Joey's the last one to get paid. He will be the highest paid of the bunch here. I hope he gets paid. Jalen Ramsey did this last year as well when Cam Hayward was going through his thing, and then Cam got paid right before the season. So I'm hoping in a similar fashion that he gets paid right before the season again, and we're all happy going into the year.
Now, the Steelers are going to say, hey, why? Come on, Jalen, for the good of the team. And Jalen's saying, hey, for the good of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I appreciate that he's at a stage of his career where he can do that and be comfortable doing that. But Joey Porter Jr. sees that. Cam sees that. The rest of the boys see that. Might bring them together. Certainly needs to get. We think we know what it's going to be, right? Isn't there been projections on what the deal is probably going to be worth?
Yeah, a lot of corners have gotten paid recently. Go back to J.C. Horn, Derek Stingley Jr., Surtain got re-upped. Denzel Ward, Witherspoon, Sauce, and all these guys. You would assume that he would come around kind of that 30 million mark. I think, in my opinion, he's around like a top 8 to 10 type corner, and he's young. So you're paying from not only what he's done, but what he's going to do. And we talked about the players, but the defensive coordinator, new DC there, Patrick Graham, you want your top flight corner out there as well to put him in different situations, put him in different calls, just see him move around, get him comfortable within your scheme. But this is a guy that's going to follow number one receivers. You can see it from the clips here. He's a physical corner. He's going to get in your face. He wants to play man-to-man coverage and be sticky. I would like to see, and I always say this about corners, I always want to see more ball production. Only 3 interceptions in his career right now, but he had a career high 14 pass defense last year. But I love everything about this kid on and off the field. I think the Steelers should pay him. I love what Jalen Ramsey is doing. That's a Hall of Fame guy who's been paid a few times. So him speaking up for his guys, I love that. But I would love to see Joey Porter Jr. get paid and be out there in pads and, getting ramped up and ready for the season to go.
We'll talk about that more in the next hour. Right now, it's time to let you all know that golf is entering a brand new electrifying era.
Every era leaves its mark. The best leave theirs here on the PGA Tour. Not in 1 week, over a season that asks the same question. Can you do it again and again? Nothing is given. Everything is earned. There are no easy weeks. The field narrows. Everything was leading to this. One last opportunity to earn a place in golf's hardest tournament to qualify for. The Tour Championship. Welcome to Match Play. Now the season's top 32 face off. 2 weeks, head-to-head, until one stands alone. There's nowhere to hide. Because nothing that happened before matters, except the player standing across from you. This isn't just another tournament. Every shot shapes tomorrow. Every match decides what's next. One season, one champion.
I think he understands now.
A new era begins.
2028 feels like forever. Give that to me now. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the PGA Tour, formerly number 2 at the NFL, Brian Rowland.
Yeah, Brian.
How you doing, man?
Hey, boys. How are you?
Hey, congratulations. This is awesome. Obviously, the big response is yes. And then you see 2028 and you go, whoa. Okay, I got to do a whole nother year. Obviously, we're saying goodbye to the FedEx Cup playoffs that we know it right now, next year. And then we're instituting this. How did we get to the match play? And this seems absolutely electrifying. Thank you for doing this for golf.
Well, we're excited about it. And I think, 28's a long time, but we'll be here before you know it. We're excited about it. I think one thing about this format, fans were asking for it. Our players designed it, so it matters to them. It's going to feel authentic to them. And I think you're going to feel a tour championship that's much different than anything you've ever felt before.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, obviously, your experience with the NFL. And I know you guys have teamed up with the NFL Films people to create a mic'd up Chasing Sunday is tonight at 8 o'clock. Going to be great. The NFL Films people, we think, are the Scorsese of sports in the way they piece together things in the history and the prestige, you name it. We love the NFL Films people. And this year's Hard Knocks, I know you're focused on your shit. You will be, this year's Hard Knocks, they've got the fastball again, Brian.
Yep.
Hard Knocks this year.
Good.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So having another one of those debuting and being presented tonight, I think you bringing your NFL history into the PGA is going to be great for them long term, but obviously quickly happening right now. When you present these new ideas in working with NFL Films, how have the golf people responded? How has it been kind of you trying to acclimate to their culture while trying to evolutionize it a little bit?
That's a great question. Look, football is not golf and golf is not football, but there are some things that are the same. At the end of the day, I say it all the time. If you think like a fan, 9 times out of 10, you're right. And I think we weren't doing a really good job of telling the stories of this competition that you see week in and week out. And I said it before, one thing that I think the PGA Tour and the NFL have similar is that the competitive parity. I mean, the difference between the best golfer in the world and the 50th is nothing. And these guys win. A stroke over 4 days is the difference between winning or losing. And I think we need to show a better way of showing that. And calling the NFL Films guys, who I don't need to explain to you guys, are the best at what they do. They are telling these stories, and I think there's going to be a really good one if you tune in tonight, because they had Wyndham mic'd, and you're going to see how he won this tournament. It's going to be pretty great.
Going down the stretch, having his best golf, the final 3 holes to win that thing, obviously huge for him. I think he's going to be happy inevitably that it was documented as well. Because as the mic'd up I don't want to say invasive, but pretty invasive documentaries are happening here while athletes are performing at the highest level. Quarterback, obviously Peyton and NFL Films did that, and they're in there with like Patrick Mahomes. I asked Peyton, I was like, would you have ever done this? I think Andy Reid asked Peyton Manning if he would have ever done this. I think Patrick Mahomes asked Peyton if he would have ever done this. And Peyton was like, I would have never done this. But I would have loved to be able to show my kids what it was like in the middle of the process. And it's not just for the fans, it's also for like Wyndham's legacy. He's now going to have his entire Sunday where he had some of his best golf documented forever. I think it's good the more access we're getting, and I'm thankful that the golfers are seemingly very welcoming to that. On that note, you said the players designed the 32-player match play, final 2-week playoff thing. How does that work? Because there's not as many golfers, obviously, as there is NFL guys or MLB guys. Is there like a big conference call where you're asking for ideas? Do they have like senior leadership in there? Like, how does the collaboration work with the players directly?
Yeah, about a year ago, we announced something we called the Future Competition Committee. And what we did is we've got a bunch of guys together to figure out what we think the competitive model of the PGA Tour should be starting in 28 in the future. And it included most of the guys were players. Adam Scott, Tiger Woods was the chairman, Keith Mitchell. There's a whole bunch of them. And then we also brought in people from the outside. We had Theo Epstein on the committee too, who, if you know Theo, whose track record in baseball is speaks for itself, and he helped baseball, a really traditional sport, try to think differently. And so we spent all year not only figuring out what the regular season should be, and that's why we have the new championship series and challenger series starting at 28, but also how to reimagine what was now called the playoffs. Let's be honest, no sports fan thought it was a playoff like they think the NHL is a playoff or the the NFL is a playoff. We wanted to create something different that leans into the tradition of the sport, but also creates a competition you've never seen before. And that got us to match play. And what you'll have here is we'll have a season finale where we will determine the top 90 players from the regular season. We'll crown a regular season champion. And I've said it before, whoever comes out on top after the championship series is clearly the best golfer in the world. Then we'll take the top 32 guys and we'll put them into a completely separate but equally prestigious competition. 2 weeks of match play from 32 to 16 and to one champion who could beat them all. So I think it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of March Madness. It's a little bit of, it'll feel like a much bigger golf tournament because we're going to be on a course that you've never seen before on the PGA Tour. Think prestigious courses. And the players, when they designed this and thought through this, you could tell they were excited about it and they were fired up. So if you thought that video fired you up, these guys were just as fired up to participate in it.
Yeah, the video got me jacked. As I was watching it, I was like, man, this feels so easy because you're telling the story of golf. Every swing can decide tomorrow. It's like you were telling the story of how important literally all 4 days of every single golf tournament is. One hole can get you completely out of a tournament. All you need is one snowman, and it's you're out forever. It's crazy. And then their travel schedule, too. These guys are on tour. These guys are on tour basically for, 7 months? I think. What was the super swing? What was the...
Full swing?
Full swing. Yeah. There it is. Full swing on Netflix. That was my big takeaway. It's like, these guys are living on tour. All you need is 2 holes to kind of blow up and you ruin an entire week of it all. So I appreciate you telling their story more. Anytime we learn more about a sport or its athletes, we appreciate them more, I think. So NFL Films is going to do a great job for that. Now, let's talk about some of the purses that are taking place. Obviously, don't want to put too much heat on you, but that's a big deal this time of year. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, it definitely matters, Brian, and congrats on a great year. I think the viewership for every single tournament is up compared to what it has been in the past, so that's cool. But because of that, I'm sure, more money's pouring in, and I'm sure that was also a conversation on these phone calls. When it comes to the match play and everything, you're going 32 to 16 to 1. How does that work when it comes to the purses? Do the 16 get paid out from the first week? Is it like a score, who was the best out of those 16 that gets the most? How is that going to work? Or is it winner take all? Does one get all of it at the end?
That's a great question. We already announced the championship series will have purses of $20 million per tournament, which is by far the highest consistently week in, week out in the world. But for the tour championship, the simple answer is we haven't decided it yet. We have right now the FedEx bonus system. There's quite a bit of money in there today. By November, we're going to announce how that bonus money is spread. But you're already getting to it. Clearly, it should be rewarded based on what you earn. If you win more, you should get more. But also, we have to do it in a way that recognizes their performance all season long. So when you get to that season finale and you're crowned the season winner, you should also be paid more as well. So I think you'll see it reflective of the performance and also to create the right incentives for these guys to play. But by November, we'll have a much more crystal clear answer for you on that.
All right, good luck in the brainstorm there. I think you'll get to the bottom of it. I'm excited to see, because it feels like those 32 players, we know who probably 20 of them are going to be, right? Every single year, it feels like you probably know. Now, granted, could be anybody, which is what makes this special, because the 32nd ranked guy can get hot over a 2-week period, and all of a sudden he wins the playoffs, the new form of the playoffs, in the most electrifying time. I like the Ryder Cup feel that we got too. Match play is beautiful. Yeah. Anytime you see just two names taking each other on, and you make it simple, hey, this guy's 2 holes over this guy, it's like, all right, I like what you're doing. The doofuses like me can get naturally excited, especially got a couple international matchups.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little heat maybe from one to the other, which brings me to this conversation, which is very, very topical at this point. Excited to hear your answer. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Brian, I know it really wasn't kind of your cross to bear when there was the whole PGA Tour versus LIV thing, but now that you are there and it seemingly appears as if LIV is kind of collapsing and that's going to be over and done with, how much conversation has there been around that? And namely with like the players returning, is it one of those things where you guys kind of have already defined a set of rules so these guys know exactly like, hey, this is what you need to do to get back on tour, and we kind of are just going to leave it at that? Or what has that whole process been like?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I mean, I don't know what's going on at LIV. I read what you read. I see what you see. I'm not sure what the next iteration of that tour is going to be. We've clearly been focused on the PGA Tour and how we make it better. But I said it this morning. Here's the thing. Great thing about golf is it's a meritocracy, and basically you earn what you earn. And I think whatever we do for whatever player, if you've been on the tour before or haven't been on the tour before, you're going to have to earn it, right? And so you're going to have to earn your way back. And then second, look, we're a membership organization. We don't have a collective bargaining agreement. These guys aren't under contract at the tour, but what we do have is rules. That's how we keep the whole thing together. And if we didn't have those rules, all this great things we're talking about, a tour championship and all these events, we couldn't put on for fans and our partners. So because they're rules, that holds everything together. And if you violate those rules, there'll be consequences. So what those will be, I don't know. We've been very public. Those guys that are under contract, I don't know when they're not going to be under contract. If they can demonstrate that they're no longer on a contract, then we'll have a conversation. But that really hasn't been the conversation. That hasn't been the case yet.
How has it been from the people in the PGA? Thank you for being so transparent. How has it been for the people that were with the PGA Tour at the time of LIV start with the conversations and maybe letting some guys back? Because we were live doing a daily show at the time when that all took place. People were very pissed, man. And it quickly became like the PGA guys that didn't take the life generational altering money were like taking a stand for the PGA and for golf as a whole. So I assume there's a lot of very emotional potential responses from the PGA Tour members that went through it that you kind of have to deal with, or how has that all been kind of navigating those waters?
Yeah, I think you're right, Pat. Like I didn't live through it. I don't have scar tissue, but there's plenty of people who do, who lived through it, and you covered it. It was a really interesting time for professional golf and the PGA Tour. People made the decisions they made, and there were consequences of those decisions, some good, some bad. And I think we're all adults. You make a decision, you sort of live with those consequences. And I think that's where everybody kind of is. The tour members to stay made their decision. The people who left made their decision. But what's important is we just have to be fair. And so you have people who made a decision to get out of their contract and come back early, like Brooks Koepka. He made a decision. He took advantage of an opportunity. Other people didn't. That was a choice that everyone sort of made. So listen, we'll be transparent about it, but we're going to make sure we do what's in the best interest of the PGA Tour, because this PGA Tour will outlive all of us. It'll outlive all the members. It'll outlive everybody else. And we got to be pure to the game and pure to the tour.
I'm just holding the seat mentality, meritocracy philosophy. Massive respect, Brian. I think you're doing an incredible job. And you'll get to the bottom of it. You're a good deal maker, too, which I respect and appreciate. Speaking of that, you guys just did one with Braun, who loves the sport. D-Bud has the last question for you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, leagues are always talking about growing the game. And whenever one of the world's most famous athletes gets that golf bug, that definitely helps. I see you guys in agreement with the LeBron James Family Foundation to bring a tour or bring an event back to Akron next summer. What are the details behind that and why are you guys doing it?
Yeah, thanks for asking about that. We're really excited about it. LeBron approached us about how we can work more together. And, you know, we mutually with his team came with this great idea of let's bring professional golf back to Akron, Ohio, where he grew up. We used to have a tournament there for years, and the PGA Tour had moved on from Akron. But that's obviously important to LeBron and his family. We wanted to figure out how to get back in that market. And what we're doing is we're essentially putting on an event that really leans into a pathway that we have for underrepresented golfers, to make sure that people who normally don't get a chance to show how good they are to find their way onto the pathway. So they're usually underrepresented people in this country. So back to the meritocracy, we're given an opportunity. You play in Akron, you can find your way onto our PGA of Americas or some of our other pathways that get you to the PGA Tour. So it was a great blend, which is our mutually passion for sports, creating more access for people who are playing the game, which is going like crazy. Do something great for LeBron's hometown and do it all to make people feel good and make us all feel good. We were really excited about it.
Absolutely. Golf is a great sport. The more people that play it, the better for society, I believe. And we love what you're doing for the PGA Tour. We appreciate what you did for the NFL. And that Firestone Country Club, I got a chance to play it during Hall of Fame weekend. Beautiful. Woo. Absolutely. They got a plaque on a fairway. Tiger Woods hitting a pitch. I think it was pitch black outside. They had like lights that were doing it. He hits it to like 6 feet or something from somewhere in the fairway. Yeah, they love that place. They love golf. And I'm excited for the opportunity you're giving a lot of people. Thank you for joining us, Brian.
Thank you, Pat. Listen, Pat, I want you to come down to the Players. We're going to set up something for you. Anytime you want to come down to the Players Championship. We'll take care of you. All right, you can put your set anywhere you want. So come on down.
You're the 18th
best. Green.
Yeah, Brian, you're the absolute best. That's the CEO of the PGA, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Rutherford. I love you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Brian.
Hey, we have
17 is where we are.
A floating set right next to it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Pond.
That was funny. That was a funny callback by him. By off-air conversation.
He gets it.
Yes, he certainly does. Okay, Japan and Mexico, right now. Nailed it. All right, we're hitting the ESPN News.
Rest in peace to the greatest dog of all time. Valor.
Wake up in the morning, smoking coffee, no cream. Scroll the feed, see some tweets or some crazy ass scenes. Trying to get to some money with our Powerball dreams. Cause when bills start stacking, we all feel the heat. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. We all got problems and bullshit that we go. System missing the mark, leaving us doing the most. From the burbs to the country, all the way to the hood. We can all get along and motherfucker we should. We all hate the same folks, mostly lame bros. All the ain't Karens need go back where they came from. Cause we living, baby, we gotta get it daily. Wish we'd all spark up and light up all the shady. Yeah, I got a pit bull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Different paths, similar scars. Avoid bullshit, it's so hard. So raise your smoke, whatever's your drink. We're more alike than we think. Forget the labels and the hate, they divide and conquer. We're all on the same route together, we should wander. Yeah, I got a pimple and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod. Yeah, I got a pitbull and a mugshot, putting cliches up in a tough spot. Got some kin who are shooters and some folk who are movers, and a buddy down the county running roughshod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this College Football Chaos Tuesday, August 25th, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now.
Football!
It is the greatest as we head into preseason week 3 and final preseason games, and we're just 2 days away from college football officially kicking off its season, and there's chaos happening all around this sport with local state injunctions and guys trying to play back in college after playing in a professional level, but not really getting paid in a real game, but kind of wearing a jersey for a team. And then in the NFL, we still got contract standoffs. We got teams still trying to find their way. We got storylines developing. It feels like all the magic is right around the corner. And you can't help but say it's a great time to be a sports fan.
Yeah.
We are so incredibly thankful and lucky that we get a chance to live in this sports space and in the football talking world, because it always produces. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone is there. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler
Yes,
is here.
sir.
Good to see you, D-Butts.
Good to see you.
Blue's here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Blue.
Blue's
Go
here.
Blue.
Blue's here, just kind of chilling. Good to see you, Blue. Blue has pooped and peed on basketball court a couple times now. He's torn apart a couple different things that we've had out here. Probably shouldn't be here, the things that he's been tearing apart. We'll say he's taking care of the stuff that's been sticking around, but he has brought incredible vibes. Not that vibes shouldn't be wildly high, because right now we are kind of sitting in the epicenter of what's happening in college football. In about 38 minutes or so, we will be getting answers from Lane Kiffin on how he feels about this entire state injunction law from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, about only this one class that has the 5 for 5 injunction where they're allowed to say, I don't want to do the NFL. I was forced to do the NFL. I want to go back to college for a year. He's going to be joining us. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. I'm also excited to know that we're going to be have a chance to be a part of somebody announcing where he wants to go play school, football at.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, what school they want to go to.
Love that.
Easy for me to say. Excited for that. And also, we're being joined by a man who's the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Last night, he had no hits at Tyrese Halliburton's celebrity softball.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. No hits, bub.
0 hits, 0 at-bats, but I heard the boys all did very well, so yeah, credit to you guys.
Could have used AJ.
AJ, you need to show up, I think, next year for...
I'm swinging for the fences if I'm coming. You know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to do that. I think Mike Epps tried the bunt, and then he ran into the ball.
Yeah, he did tough.
And he got called out twice.
Was he on your guys?
And then he
You
said...
can't bunt and slow pitch softball. It's like a rule.
Well, Mike Epps could do whatever the hell he wants. I would just like to let you know, he got to do whatever he wants. But he had sunglasses on. Every time he got up in the batter's box, he had to take his phone and his wallet out of his pocket, hand it to the ump, and then did his thing, you know, a couple different times. And he bunted the second time he was up to bat right in front of his chest like he was doing a bench press. Hits that thing like this. It goes into the ground. He starts running. It bounces up, hits him.
Sure.
He kicks it foul, runs the first base. Okay, obviously, hilarious situation. Like, how do you even find yourself in this? And then the ump comes walking down with a knee brace on. And he goes to me, you need to tell that man he is out right there.
Was that the dancing ump?
No, this was the ump who
These
had
guys
a lot
are
of
all
pizzazz.
business. Yeah, all business.
That one was a little bit of a look at me guy.
The home plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he felt like he was kind of in control of the entire situation, if not who.
Guy in the field was terrible.
Yeah,
he was bad.
He caught a couple off the bags that people thought were certainly on the bag.
And then vice versa.
Yeah.
A couple on the bag that people thought were off the bag.
And I remember Treadwell hit a home run, didn't step on home plate.
Yeah.
Those shiny shoes. We had a full instant replay of that up on the Jumbotron. I mean, it was certainly an evening. But Mike Epps, after the guy calls him out, okay, Mike goes, okay, I'll go again. Walks into the batter's He starts walking into the batter's box. And the guy goes, you're out twice on the same play. You cannot go. He goes, so where am I going? And they go back to the clubhouse. He goes, all right, can I get my stuff? Like, I was around Mike Epps for, I don't know, 7 minutes last night, and there was 3 different scenes that happened, and he was hilarious in all of them. It was like, some guys are just like naturally walk into room, thank God that guy is here. He's certainly one of them. He's represented this city and state very, very well. And I think last night the city and state were represented very well by 10,000 plus people that came out. We need you next year, especially the boys that are going to be. They need to do the teams basketball and volleyball versus basketball. Or football and volleyball versus basketball.
Yes.
So I think it should be Pacers Fever versus Indy Ignite and Colts. And then the celebrities kind of get drafted to a team. Grayson Waller, NXT superstar from Australia.
Good player.
Had no idea what baseball was at the beginning of the game. Playing catcher. He's playing catcher. Had no idea what to do. To tell him to stand behind home plate. He goes, all right, I'm sitting here. And then the ump was like, you crouch down, you know, act like you're catching. He goes, all right, sits down. Guy catches a foul ball in the second inning that comes right off a bat, sticks his glove up, boom, goes right in there. It was like, what a play. Caught something in the front, had a head. He was like, Grayson Waller learned the sport of baseball, softball last night. And put on, I think it was a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Now I'm going through it. You guys got absolutely killed.
Big time.
Daniel
Big time.
Jones.
Yeah, but it was rigged that way.
Lead off home run. I mean, perfect start to the night. Perfect start to the night. I thought this meant you guys were going to be good.
Me too.
That is not the case at all.
No, it's 4-0 after the top of the
What's the
first.
final score?
Whose fault was it? The coach?
I think 28.
Well, we did
8.
jump out 4-0.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was 4-0.
28-2 run.
Vibes are high.
And then I got 2 outs right away to start their bottom half of the inning, and then that was when, you know, will and behold, I figured, you know, we had a couple guys who could catch some fly balls. We did not.
Now,
wide receivers, man.
Yeah, Mr. Dolan.
In the outfield?
Mr. Dolan should never be in the outfield ever again.
Yeah.
He's really good at catching footballs.
Right. Aaron Neesmith, great basketball player.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
basketball
Same
player.
deal.
Just that ball goes up in the sky, especially when Bryce Betcher, okay, drafted to the Astros, baseball player, decides to play linebacker for Oregon. Now as a member of the Colts, heady player. He's everywhere. This guy, he's a monster, super casual, like huge fan of this guy. I think he's going to have an incredible career. He could have done whatever. He was sneaking up on D-Butt. D-Butt's dicking around with the ball at second base.
We'll sleep at the wheel.
Bryce Betcher
Jagging
decides, instead of hitting a home run, I'm not going to hit a home run. He said, I don't want to be the guy that just walks up here and hits home runs. Obviously, I could do that. He decided to hit it as high as he possibly could every time he was at it. Where I was standing, which is right, like kind of underneath, it looked like it was as high as the JW Marriott. And the outfielder, Dolan, got these sunglasses on.
Dark out.
He had no, I mean, it was the classic, like, what, right over his head. Boom, like an actual missile.
Yeah, coming down like a mortar.
Boom, right there. And then Bryce Betcher's just kind of casually walking to first. They finally figure out where the hell the ball is in the outfield. Get it to D-Butt. D-Butt's talking his shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was trying to live substitute at that point.
Live substitute.
He's trying to pull players off the field. Bryce Betcher's just creeping around. He gets to second base. Nobody even knows. Okay, guy knows baseball better than anybody. Before the next pitcher, he's on third base all of a sudden, this guy. It's like their team was just out. They just outclassed you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Obi Toppin, I would not be surprised if I was told that he was given a baseball scholarship to play somewhere in the SEC coming out of high school. He was unbelievable, telling me, hey, which way do you want me to hit this next home run? It's like, what? You got that much control on anything? He's like, just which way do you want this one to go? And then, boom, first pitch, right where I was. I'm like, Why is this guy playing fucking baseball? Why is he? Oh, because he can jump higher than everybody still.
Yeah. Pretty good dunker.
It was an awesome night last night.
Made the right decision.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard, did he get fucking drafted?
Might have.
Riley stopped playing in like 7th grade.
He's a hooper, though. Remember, that's Riley's big thing. Is he's like a nasty hooper. Are those the highlights I'm remembering?
Yeah, he was dunking in high school and knocking down threes and stuff. Yeah,
he barehanded one.
Yeah,
yep, double play.
Yeah,
he was just heady though too. Like they were employing an extra fielder out there, which we should like. There really were no rules on that. So because you
guys had a starting 9.
Well, they had 11,
and they had 11 because there were 14 people on each team.
You guys should have had more than 9 on the field.
Bingo.
I mean, that's just
so. Yeah, by like the second inning, we were like, hey, like 2 more of you, just run out there.
Get out here.
Someone else in the infield, someone else in the outfield. So we started, but he was just roaming. So like lefties would come up, he would just shade over to that side, and he's just right there. He's big, he can jump. It's like. He knew what he was doing.
Couple quick updates.
Sorry, Tyrese surprised me too.
Yeah, he's good.
Pretty good.
He practiced. He had a special pair of Halleys with baseball cleats on the bottom. Thought that was going to maybe be, because you run on dirt.
Yeah.
And you got these cleats that you just made one-on-one. Who sewed these?
Yeah.
Who sewed in the back?
Molded too, not spikes. You never know with those things.
He did great. He was unbelievable. He practiced for sure. It was very obvious. Shout out to everybody that did that. It was a great evening. I love celebrating sports and giving back to the city. And shout out to the city for showing up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate the hell out of the future. There's a man who I read about who said, I'm about sick of the recruiting process. Hey, have we heard that from anybody? No. Recruiting process for these modern 5-star athletes starts when they're in like 8th grade. People get eyes on these guys. And they're like, hey, yep, that's going to be. And nowadays, it's a whining, a dining, obviously, we can do more. We actually can pay more. We can do this entire process. This guy did an interview and was like, I'm about done with it. Yeah, I would like to make the announcement. Incredibly lucky to be the ones that he asked to make the announcement alongside of. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from Orange Lutheran High School, the home of the Lancers, a 6'8", 6'8", 270-pound tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orange, California, San Bernardino, I do believe, Austin Atala.
Yeah, Austin!
Hello.
Hey, how are you, man? 6'8"? How long have you been 6'8"? Because you're only 270 pounds. I assume you're going to gain so much weight and probably get even taller, sir. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. Is that Mom right next to you there?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mama. Congratulations.
Hi. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Austin, I read that you're about done with the recruiting process. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? How has it been? Because we're watching your highlights, and we assume that people saw you play football when you were just a little lad and said, yup, he's a Sunday guy. I've never been more impressed with a film that we have seen, by the way. It is a pancake city, and then there's an interception that comes at one point, and he chases a guy down and tackles him. I don't know how you were created into what you were created, sir, but you are phenomenal for the sport of football. Can you tell me a little bit about when you got so big? Look at this. This is the pick. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Chasing. Boom. Yeah, with bad intentions. Maybe he's playing safety at the next place he goes. I have no idea. But when did the recruiting process start for you, Austin, and how has it been?
It started late freshman year, and it's just been up since then. A little too much. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
What is it? You just want to do ball? You're like sick of all the other shenanigans, if you will? Or is it just too much trying to keep things balanced and everybody happy? Like, what is it kind of for you that is a strain?
I would just say, like, I don't want to give all the schools, like, a false hope or whatever. So even me narrowing it down, like, still getting hit up by everybody.
Okay, so it's a lot of pressure on you. I want to let you know you don't deserve that, okay, at such a young age. The modern world is a wild one, but they see the same film that we see, okay? And I'd like to say, just to pile on, before you make this announcement, West Virginia would like to know. I'm not going to put that on you. I would never do that. Mom, what has this process been like for you? Obviously, we're in a modern world now that has a lot of different challenges for younger athletes, especially elite performers potentially. What has this been like for you to watch your boy go through?
It's just been a fun ride, honestly. Just watching him play. Friday nights are pretty exciting.
Well, I think Saturdays and every other day are about to be pretty exciting as well. Austin, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. If you'd like to let the world know where you'll be playing next, we'd be thankful to hear.
Well, I want to start off by giving all the thanks and all the glory to God and my family. I want to thank my old school Cajon. I want to thank all the coaches there for pushing me and helping me be who I am today. I want to thank Orange Lutheran High School, all my teammates and all my coaches for just being welcome and helping me, get everything down. It was a long process of thinking and getting with my family and just really trying to see where I want to go and what fits the best. So with that being said, I'm committed to Texas Tech.
Hey. Okay, for the squad, congratulations, everybody. Hell yeah, boys. Team, lads. What up, lads? Everybody. That's a lot of good Lancers out there. Good Lancers. How you doing, guys? Good to see you. Congratulations to Coach McGuire, Cody Campbell, and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Obviously, a 6'8", 270-pound athlete of a tackle has just committed to become a Red Raider next. I read a story potentially about maybe having family in West Texas, so you knew the area. And how long was it going to be Texas Tech for you?
I would say since I took a visit there, I really hit it off with the coaching staff. I do have family outside of Lubbock, and just want to be by them so they can go to all my games.
Okay, and Coach McGuire, I assume whenever he heard you were potentially going to be a member of the team, he said, yeah, that's good news. What have your conversations with the coaches been like, and what do you expect whenever you get there?
I mean, I kind of expect the same thing. I expect everyone to welcome me, but I'm going to just put my head down and grind.
AJ has the last question for you here, Austin.
Yeah, Austin, every clip we see of you, I mean, you are finishing guys through the ground, playing through the whistle. I guess as an offensive lineman, have you always played this way? Like, has a coach gotten into you? Like, what is it about your play style? I mean, because it's awesome how big and strong and fast you are, but to actually finish downfield like that, it's an absolute thing of beauty. So is this just who you are?
Yes, sir. I just give out relentless effort every play.
They said your generation was supposed to be lazy, bro. You're supposed to be soft. Yeah, right, dude. 6'8", 270, running down the field, chasing the ball. Mom, you got to be so incredibly proud. Congratulations to all parties.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, tell the lads there. Are we in the middle of the season right now? How many games have we played? Is this the football team on the other side of this camera?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, how many games have we played? How far into the season are we?
We've played one, but we got a big game coming up this week.
Okay, who are we playing?
Cathedral Catholic.
Oh, they got no chance, Cathedral. Actually, I don't know who's on their team, but they got no chance. Tell the boys good luck the rest of the way, and we can't wait to watch you down in Lubbock.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Austin Atala.
Yeah, Austin!
The highlights.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Bullshit.
That's the first one where we all watched and we were like, what the hell is this? And it's like, oh, this guy is from 1975.
Yeah.
This guy is, this guy wants to bury people. The story, I believe, is grandparents live outside of Lubbock, used to travel there during the summer, so like knows West Texas area pretty well. I think from the Sports Illustrated or the Yahoo Sports article, I forget which one it was that I went through, but yeah, he allegedly talked about, he told us he didn't want to string people along, but also like, the recruiting process and him wanting to go back to maybe where he always wants to while having to deal with the pressure of keeping people happy who he has a lot of respect for, who are offering him a lot of things. You don't really think about a 17, 16, 17, 18-year-old or having to deal with that, because you got like this guy who was at Texas, so that's Sark, who he has a lot of respect for, I assume, called Texas Tech, obviously McGuire, Cody Campbell, Patrick Mahomes, probably the entire group, people he really likes. I assume every school.
USC was the other
So
finalist.
Lincoln Riley, he's talking to Lincoln Riley. It's like he has respect for all of these people. He's 16 years old, so he has to do that, but he actually probably wants to do one thing. That's an interesting dynamic you don't really think about. Maybe that's why they're so like professional and almost, I don't want to say rugged, but like they've been dealing with like shit now.
Grown up.
Yeah, like adult stuff for a long time, these athletes these days, AJ.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about all that all that they do have to think about. It's a great problem to have. Yeah, hey, I got all these big-time coaches calling me every week, and they want to know where I'm going. They want me to come to their school. Yeah, they want me, but you're a high school kid. Like, you just want to play ball with your buddies. Like, and that's what you want to do. And we can see Austin, that his style of play is he's about business, I feel like, and I think Texas Tech got a good one.
Yes, I do believe they did. Congratulations to, that's good news out of Texas Tech, Lee.
Right. They needed some good news.
Yes, they certainly did.
Not much there.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody has their sights on something different. We'll be talking to Lane Kiffin in about 21 minutes or so. Excited to get his side of this entire story that is certainly being told very publicly about the state of college sports as a whole. Pretty crazy what's taking place, but I assume he's going to have his reasonings behind what he's doing. Excited to learn what those are. Is that called journalism?
You can say that.
You got some hard-hitting questions for him?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, why? And then he's going to say the rules. And I go, where? I'll do them all. Why, where, what, who,
how, when.
Oh my gosh, all
course.
those things.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Hell yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to get all the information I could possibly get from Lane Kiffin on how he feels about this exact situation right here. And we will present every single conversation that is there. And if he chooses not to nibble at it, if he chooses not to go at it, okay. And we'll just kind of go away. And then people get mad at us for not hitting that. It's like, well, he presented it.
Yep.
His answer was to not answer. That is what, that is the response that took place there. But people will get mad at us if we don't, disagree with him to his, and tell him how stupid he is with every answer that he gives. That people will get mad if we don't do that. So maybe somebody should think about doing that. Every answer he gives, go, oh, you don't know. What'd you say, AJ?
Yeah. Hold his feet to the fire, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah. So every answer, we need somebody in here to go, yeah, right.
We probably find someone.
Yeah. Get that done.
We can just rotate.
And I'll go, whoa, okay, let's listen.
I'll do it first.
I'll do that entire thing. All right. See, this is a good idea.
You got to referee the whole situation. Keep it on the rails.
Boys, come on. The guy has his reasoning.
He's a crook.
Oh, okay. So I didn't think about the levels you guys could take.
Yeah,
that
we
to.
could go anywhere, really.
I got no idea.
Well, I'm starting to. I think I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, you guys feel it out. Hey, listen.
Okay.
You guys kind of have a feel for what you're doing. No, though, the more info we get from his side, probably better for all parties.
Sure.
So, there is a chance you get just natural. And we studied the sociology and communications and everything like that. You can shut people down immediately if you would like to. That is a tactic that you certainly can do. Seems like that is what journalism is, they say. Just immediately turn it off. Yeah, right, you're fucking scumbag. Oh, yeah, he'll be excited to tell us more, right? If that is how the whole thing starts. So think about that, boys.
Okay.
But we do got to do.
Oh, yeah, that's why we do good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, we'll fill it out.
So one of us will be like, hey, you're a piece of shit scumbag. And you can be like, whoa. And then
Some people are saying that, though. Why do you think?
Get him feeling comfortable again. He's like, okay, he's got my back at least. I can answer this.
And then the next time it's somebody else because you guys want to pass the
Liar! Exactly.
Full of shit.
Right.
Okay, so that's 3 different people now that I have to do that. It's not everybody,
And we can go 50-50. Like some people, similar how you can, kind of counter tie in these other guys, and I can be like, hey, so people are calling you a wuss and a bitch and a coward. What do you think about that? Because it's pretty crazy, right? Like, don't you think that's crazy?
Yeah,
Like, why would people say all that stuff?
That's smart. That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to do that early? You want to lead?
I can, sure. Yep. Yeah. You just hand me the bat and I'll swing.
Okay, I think a lot of people are going to want to listen to this. So if you do that early, I'm worried we might not get. But you feel it out.
It's on ESPN.
Okay, you're
News.
a professional.
It's on ESPN News.
So
news, though.
It's news.
Yeah, exactly.
News.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. We could just ask them about nothing, too.
I'm excited to see how you phrase this. I'm excited to see, because now you've publicly put yourself in a position where you have to somehow state something about that.
I will.
And you know that.
I got no problem doing it. I got no skin in this game. I don't have a college football team.
What?
Shit,
West Virginia, I thought Rich Rodriguez treat you like a king.
I love Rich Rod. I mean, me and him have a great rapport, but that doesn't mean, Lane might answer my question, might be, shit, you know what? Go Tigers. I like that.
You're not for sale right now.
But then I might do the same thing and say, like, nope, disagree. Freaking hooker.
And I'll have to say, hey, not everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
Go Rebs.
Okay.
Go Rebs. Yeah.
Whatever man.
All right, let's talk some news, shall we? Yeah, Hoosiers too.
Yeah, you're a Hoosier.
Yeah, Hoosiers. I honestly, what I said actually was I'm rooting for Indiana teams. So IU and Notre Dame I'm not going to waste my time with Purdue. But those two were kind of the
kind of a tough night for Purdue last night.
night.
Tough night for Purdue last night. Braden Smith, the all-time leader in assists in the Big Ten, I do believe. I think he was a Purdue Boilermaker. Obviously did a lot of great things. He's in the Pacers farm system now, and he was at the game last night showing support for teammate Tyrese Halliburton. And I didn't realize, I saw Braden Smith on the list. I thought that was the offensive lineman. I didn't know it was the Purdue basketball player. So until he got into the batter's box, I didn't even realize. Then as soon as I saw him, I go, oh. Holy hell, it's the Purdue guy right there. So I asked Tyrese, I'm standing next to him, that's the Purdue guy. He goes, yeah, he's part of the Pacers now. I go, sweet, let's stop this whole thing. Because there's not a lot of Purdue support.
No.
Okay, there's not a lot of Purdue support. So I just asked the stadium in the middle of Indianapolis that was showing up for NBA, WNBA, Indy Ignite fans obviously came, and then football fans came. I said, this is, kind of hour and a half from each. Indianapolis is hour and a half from each, roughly, kind of different directions. And I go, hey, who? And the whole place, obviously.
Yeah.
The whole place. I go, all right, this kid's up at the bat. I feel so terrible that it's happening at this moment, but my brain thought of it. I apologize to him because he was a great basketball player and loved watching him. I said, now who is here for Purdue? And it was just boos.
Yeah.
It was nothing. I mean, they are up against it right now.
Oh,
I'm worried about Purdue sports as a whole. That new athletic director was certainly bringing some juice, saying, hey, if you want to win, you're coming to us. They got the academics. I think they got the money because the people that graduate from there have...
Not for football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they give it to sports.
They've completely gone to just being a basketball sport because they are good every single year in basketball. And I think they kind of have just said, like, hey, hopefully maybe one of these years we'll knock off Indiana. And that's kind of what we're putting all our chips into that basket. And then obviously, you have what happens last year where Indiana beats them like 69-3 or whatever. And
that might happen again.
Oh, yeah.
And again.
It might.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And it might happen
on and 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 on.
There's a crazy CTE study coming out right now.
Really?
Yeah, I do believe more numbers are coming out. Adam Schefter says at least 1 in 4 NFL players who died between 2016 and 2021 had the degenerative brain disease CTE, a new study revealed. The study, published Tuesday by the British Medical Journal, focused on how common CTE might be among NFL players. Now, there are a couple caveats here that should be added. All of these players that brains were studied in this particular study were pre-2008 football players, and I believe the NFL stance. I actually have a
comment.
Yeah, I have a comment here.
Care to comment?
Rebuttal.
The NFL continuously strives to make the game of football safer, including by implementing strategies to reduce concussions and head impacts. The NFL remains committed to ensuring that the NFL community has access to a robust and expanding set of resources to enhance their physical and mental well-being. We encourage former players to utilize these resources to identify and seek treatment when they are concerned about their health. I think that is a big piece of information that needs to be out there for former players. The NFL is like, hey, we got a lot of things for former players, especially now with how much we've learned about what the game has done to people over decades and decades and decades of football being played. That's huge news. I think that there's a lot of resources available. Now, how hard is it to get the resources? How do we go about getting it? That'll be the follow-up. But I think the NFL, and we watched it with Dr. Will Smith, were introduced to these numbers and concussions, and it was probably something that was talked about amongst NFL owners and things like that, like, hey, this is a part of the game. Like boxing has knockouts and fighting has knockouts. And it's like football, we got those all the time. It's part of the car crash collision is the sport. And then whenever they were presented with a massive lawsuit from a lot of former players, I think they had to change their tone on it a lot. And I think that we're still going to hear and learn about what football was for a long time, what football still is because it's contact sport. But I do think the NFL had to change tune very radically about what these are after they were presented with a lot of numbers. And yeah, I don't know how you fix it. I guess the Guardian cap helps and everything, but football, at least back in the day before the rule changes, has always been a lead with literally
It's always going to be violent. It'll always be violent. We know that.
Yeah, but it's scary to see these CTE numbers, especially with what we've heard about CTE, right?
yeah.
It's like CTE, what is it? It's
What are numbers? Okay, I agree. Believe me, it scares the hell out of me. But what are the numbers for non-football playing people? Does CTE, what percentage does it show up in those kind of people?
Yeah, which sports also? Is
Or
there other
just played high school football, just played college? There is all kind of different things, but yeah. Now, of course, I think we all know running your head into people is probably not great for you. But I guess how do you best go about it and not waste it? Don't go cracking skulls every 4 days a week during practice leading into a game. Make sure you rest if you do get dinged up, all those things.
See, it used to be like that, and who knows what the conversation was around long-term effects of what this could be, because it just was how it was.
Yeah, back in the day, there was no conversation about the long-term effects. And if you left the game or didn't play in the next game or left the practice, like you were, considered soft. Like, what do you mean you're dinged up? Like if it wasn't an injury, I couldn't, see an X-ray or something that you could diagnose that way. It was just like, I got it, my head hurts or, light sensitivity. But like now with all the things that we know, and it started, I feel like with that movie and then other things. And then now I'm 40 now, so now I'm seeing the age where it's players that I played with or played against, and you see the after effects. And like AJ said, football will always be a violent sport, and as fans, you want more. The league wants more. We're going to be going to 18 games soon, so I think taking care of former players, whether it's lifetime medical and all these benefits being more accessible, I think that's important. But we're going to want the game, and a part of the game is the physicality. That's the best part about football, and the players are only getting bigger, faster, and stronger, so the collisions will only be worse. So, it's definitely, you see in a study like this, is definitely alarming, not only for the former players, but the families around these former players. Like these players have kids, wives, parents, siblings, and that's the kind of community that has to deal with it. So it's alarming, but we want the sport, we love the sport, and most of us, if we had to go back and do it 1,000 times over, we would. So what actually happens, what comes of this? I hope something positive.
Yeah, I hope so too. And the fact that there is a plethora of resources, at least being presented, is good for former players. Hopefully that only continues. You said lifetime medical. It's like, that seems like a layup for some NFL insurance partner. I don't know how that hasn't happened yet. That feels like a very stupid hill to die on. Yeah. It feels like a very stupid hill to die on, but both the NFLPA and the NFL, every single CBA, have seemingly decided that is not worthy of a conversation. And I know the NFL expects the NFLPA to do it. And the NFLPA is like, well, we got to worry about, what our deal is. It's like, well, NFL, if you looked out for the former players and gave lifetime insurance, I mean, that'd be big babyface move with the former players. You know, a big babyface move with the former players, especially with the studies that are coming out. And to your point, D-Butt, and I'm a punter, so I do not act like this is my life, okay? Now, I did every once in a while get in there, and I played soccer a lot growing up. How much does that, right, with all the headers, especially with me being a bigger guy, that kind of scares me a little bit about the potential future, but it's nowhere near like what football players go through with every single potential contact being something. It's like the game is always going to be like that. Guys know it's like that, and I think guys would play every single time knowing what's possible to change the trajectory of their entire lives. Football has been very good to a lot of people. Me, I will speak for myself. Football has been very good for me in my life, in my family, and everything. AJ, the exact same. I'd assume every guy that goes through the NFL, a lot of guys that go through the NFL would say the exact same. But I do think that we do got to figure out how to not have the same shit happen in the future, So like the rules changes to make it a little bit different. I don't mind the guardian caps kind of getting on there if they're actually helping. Like if they're actually helping and it's not actually potentially making it worse, which some study might come out and say that in 10 years we'll have no idea. So I appreciate the emphasis on trying to make the game better. But I think everybody that plays football knows, like, hey, this is a possibility of what could happen out here. So it's
They have made it a much safer game. Even when I came in 2009, and I remember that was kind of like the era where the rules changed. James Harrison, I think, was a hit maybe on Sean Jackson, maybe coming across the middle. I remember Randy Merriweather, my teammate, he hit tight end for the Ravens. Massaquoi, and there was another hit. I feel like it was all in the same weekend, and that kind of changed the rules. And we were all talking, how can you change the target zone? And we're going full speed. But now you see players have changed how they play football. So, I mean, the NFL has put those things in. Then we talk about concussions. Guys don't just come back, that same week. A lot of guys sometimes do come back the next week, but sometimes it's 2 weeks. So you are taking a little more time, and I think the NFL are doing some of the things to make it a much safer game. But from the time that I came in to the time I left, I feel like it was almost completely different, especially as like a secondary player.
Yeah, at the very least, I mean, like they are trying, and I think like you guys have said, like it's always going to be super violent. So there's, you can't really push it that much further without completely changing what the NFL actually is. But like you said, and I know it's probably super expensive, and that's probably one reason they balk at it, but I feel like if there was lifetime health insurance, then that's at least like hey, you guys understand the risks that are involved, but after you're done, like we got you here. So if you do need to go seek help or whatever, you're not kind of just shit out of luck. And it's like, well, this is so expensive, my premiums are ridiculous, like, or I can't get insured because I did play football. Like, it seems like there could be like a happy marriage there between the two. But again, we've talked about this so much, and like, how expensive is that? You know, would it be as easy as just an insurance partner being like, you know what, we can do this, and this will be good for everybody?
From my understanding, insurance people can buy whatever.
Whatever the hell they want to do.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
I've heard
You're
that.
right. That is going around.
I've heard that that's just what you do. I didn't know that little game.
Me either.
That's a nice little game that you just kind of can do. Yeah, but eventually you're going to have to, okay, that all needs to come in. How much? Ooh. With interest on that bad boy?
What you got?
Let's see, what can you get to, pal? Can you get to, well, I could sell the Lakers tomorrow, actually. Blow.
Uh-oh.
Blow.
He's not happy either.
Blue doesn't love it.
It's had enough.
Blue wants lifetime insurance. You got it, buddy. Congratulations.
He's owners to get out of here.
Yeah.
Any new information on the Lakers sale, on that whole situation?
They're asking about something else.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The Lakers sale, that's wild. That's going to go to courts. I believe the guy who did the sale, Mr. Walter, I think he's
in it.
I think he's trying to sell a lot right
going
now.
through a lot, yeah.
But obviously, I don't know all the legalese of the entire thing, but it seems like a lot of money needs to be had quick.
Yeah.
And if not, just going to have a little bit of a dorm stay for a few years.
Yeah.
It seems like. Now, there's another owner in the NFL.
AJ shares some more information.
Yeah.
Where he
Tell me a little bit about how Ohio operates, because I'm not from there.
It's cheap there.
I know, seemingly, you get.
Can't park anywhere. They know that.
You know, he was actually very, very close to the Pennsylvania line.
Nope,
Okay.
he was in Ohio. Okay, let's make
Technically,
sure.
yes. Technically, yes. I'm sure, yes. But very much so. I have one of friends that are from the Northeast Ohio region. They're basically from Pittsburgh.
Oh, they know that trailer park?
Yeah, well, that's the question.
Well,
So how do we
there's
get
reports on that too. What's the trailer park? Is that just where he pulled over, or is that the destination?
We're not 100% sure on any of it, but we do know Ohio is the state that's being talked about. So as former president of Ohio, can you please address what happened in your state? Because I'm reading a lot of things, and none of it is like super positive about what's going on.
No.
None of it is super positive. So, AJ, if you'd like to talk about what's going on.
We're talking about the 49ers owner, right? Jed York? Is that what you're trying to reference right here?
Tuesday?
Who?
Oh, yeah. What happened? He got arrested. What happened?
AJ, did
What's
you
out
put
there?
the lower third?
I did, yeah. Boom, I got a little button here. Bam, got it right up there. I think more details are to come on this thing, right? I don't know what's going on. He got pulled over. He was allegedly trying to meet up with somebody. Trying to meet up. What's the device? What's the device situation?
The tool?
The tool / device / liquid. Like, what is the situation?
Liquid.
Okay, final thoughts here as you get one final statement as former president of Ohio about what happened with Jed York, San Francisco 49ers owner in your state. AJ, take it away. The floor is yours.
First off, there's no need. The one shot is absolutely egregious. There is no need for this at all. Glad we're on ESPN News, but no, I don't know what's going on over there in Ohio. But East Palestine is where that whole train situation happened a couple years back, which is kind of weird that's in the news again.
Okay, well,
is it true Bobby Carpenter was there too?
No, yeah, okay. This is interesting what's happening here, especially with everything happening. There's too many things to just tie all together.
Trench, baby.
And it just starts to feel like, how can all this be real? But it is. Every single day, something new comes up, and it's like, this is real? This is the timeline in which we're living. And I know I've supplied some of those moments for people where they say, I can't believe I got to be around with this guy being around. But right now, the things that just pop up in the news, in the algo, unbelievable, actually. And then you think about where AI is and the ability to create like
Silicon Valley, yeah, right up there. The news out there.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, super expensive.
What's that, real estate?
And there's a substation in East Palestine. Did you know that? Ohio, not.
Blue?
Someone pulled over out there?
Yeah, well, Bone just walked in.
Okay.
Unannounced.
Oh,
yeah.
Didn't give Blue any of his 40 chicken nuggets for lunch.
Now he's got a treat for Blue. He just pulled out of the bag. Bone. I don't know if he's eating that himself. One for you, one for Blue. Okay, appreciate you doing that. All right.
Yes.
Okay,
Time to sit.
That's a busy Bone. Good job, Bone. Thank you, Bone. And Blue, I'll tell you what, been a little bit more active today. Okay, get a little bit more comfortable with his surroundings, decides to poop, pee wherever he wants. And he's a wild dog. I mean, that's why he's a good boy, though.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's got to figure out how not to tear apart like memorabilia.
Sure.
And pee and poop right in the middle of everything.
We'll get there.
Do we? I don't know if anybody corrected him there.
It's only the second time. I think Mitt did.
Then he went, oh,
Yeah.
Stop, Blue.
I watched Mitt almost throw up. So he's never had a dog in his life before? Or?
I love the thought that it is August 25th, 2026. It's 6. Let's go back to the beginning. Easy for me to say.
Okay.
Any final thoughts on Ohio, AJ, just before we get to the next topic?
No, I live very far away from the situation.
Yeah, okay. August 25th, 2026. We are 2 days away from college football kicking off its regular season. Week 0 is just days away. Obviously, College Game Day next Saturday down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as LSU hosts Clemson for week 1 of college football to really get going all the way into the national championship in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who's been a topic of conversation around the entire college sports landscape, seemingly since the beginning of entering the college sports landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the LSU Tigers, Lane Kiffin.
Oh.
Well, that wasn't a great reception.
What?
Why? I think you're getting a little defensive because you're reading everything everybody's saying. Yeah,
I heard some boos.
No, there was cheers. It was a lot of hey.
Oh, okay.
Lane-o.
That's better. All right.
I don't know.
What do we got, AJ?
We got plenty of stuff for you, Coach. We got some stuff lined up right on deck.
Hey, Coach, we had to strategize for this, okay? Because I think this is a beautiful time for you to give your side of this whole story. Because obviously we've heard everybody else's side on what you're doing and how this is all going. So I think this is a great moment for you to kind of explain why and how you think we got here as a whole. I will tell you, to represent the people who are pissed off, though, one of the boys, every answer you give will be saying something negative immediately afterwards, like boo or you suck or something like that, because they are representing somebody who hates you. Okay, you just need to, in the essence of fairness. Now, I would like to let you know, thank you for coming in the middle of this time. I know you're in the middle of training camp trying to get a football team together, and obviously the block is very hot with everything happening at LSU Tiger and college football as a whole. Can you tell me how you think we got here with the 5-for-5 injunction in Baton Rouge, and now guys that are in NFL training camps are now playing back in college? Can you explain why and how you think we got here, Coach, from literally the epicenter of the entire conversation?
Okay, that's a lot.
Yes, kind of floor is yours, Lane.
Yeah, and it's like a road game. We're going to get booed here by how we perform. I like that.
Yeah. Bingo. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
You're preparing for the road game in the season, SEC. I like it. Here we go. Okay. These athletes, it's not just football. Okay, this is a lot of sports, and it's not one of these court orders where they go and get for one player. This is over 100 athletes in multiple court orders in multiple states where judges have said that just this particular class should have been 5-for-5. From here on out, everyone gets, to sum it up, everyone gets 5 years from here on out. These players in all sports were supposed to get 5-for-5. They did not. So judges have found that the NCAA wronged them and they should have 5 years to play. Again, this is all sports. You have softball players that have left that went to summer pro leagues that are in this court order that are allowed to come back. And so in that, these players that won this ability to have the last fifth year, which has happened a lot as we think about all the court orders and injunctions over time. Usually they're specific for one player that allows them a fifth or even a 6th year, as significant players have gotten in the last few years. And so with that, they were allowed an entry into the portal so they could go somewhere, even though many people say they're not transfers because they haven't been at a school for 7-8 months. And so when that happened, that allowed coaches around the country to recruit these players, and a lot of us did. And I said to our staff, I said, whoever the first player commits to is going to be the poster child for this for following this injunction. And so, the player chose us. And a lot of people were recruiting him. A lot of people were offering him a lot of money, and he decided to come play for us. And so, we were happy about it, but I realized this was going to come with it too.
Boo! Okay, we'll leave that for another time because you just explained a lot of things there and how you're referencing other injunctions and how they've been weaponized and used, how other sports are also utilizing this. And I think one thing you mentioned in there that should be clarified because I don't think it has been reported because your name has been attached to it. Just like there's a Lane Kiffin rule now on how and when coaches can leave because we're in this new era, this new time with free agency and roster building and what it is. You're obviously in the middle of that. You saying to your staff, hey, whoever's the first one to do this is going to be the one that's going to get attacked. I guess we all should have known, and you all knew it was going to be you. That's what I'm learning about college football is you are going to be the one that's in the middle of it because Blue's not happy about it at all.
Yeah,
okay, Blue's not happy about this at all. He's a little bit upset about the state of college sports right now and wants that thing to get figured out. But your name being attached to it obviously gets it even bigger. But it also seems like Blue, enough, please. We're talking to Lane Kiffin about college sports right now. Okay, Lane, it feels like, you said there was other coaches that were recruiting these guys as well. I don't think that's really been talked about. All that's ever been talked about is that you are benefiting from this and LSU is benefiting from this. And the injunction was in Baton Rouge, so everybody just assumes this was something that was literally set up and designed to benefit you. What you're saying is there's many other schools looking at these guys. You just so happen to be winning the recruiting right now. And is that how you are addressing it as they're either playing for us or they're playing for somebody else?
Yeah, so in there, a couple of things you brought up, that an injunction in Baton Rouge where a court order was issued to allow these players. There's court orders in South Carolina, Georgia, California, Kentucky, all over the country issuing the same thing for these kids. And so we followed those, as many coaches did. Like I said, I told our staff, whoever the kid chooses, the first kid chooses will be the poster child school, not the first to recruit. There's all kinds of schools that recruited him. Ask Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, how many schools called and offered him a lot to come there, including our conference and including his previous school. But he chose us. And so I said, hey, when he decided to choose us, I said, just get ready, guys. This is going to come. This will be Lane Kiffin, LSU, doing something that nobody else is doing. And there's a number of kids that have committed to schools that have been in mini camps, been in different camps, been cut. This guy just happened to be the poster child of one that was just getting cut at the time coming here.
Well, he's also a first-team All-SEC, potential All-American, and we saw some highlights of him playing with an NFL uniform, which is abnormal. Last question from me, Lane, before the boys and AJ have one for you. How do you feel about it? Is your take on it just like, if this is what the rules are, I have to do what I have to do? Is that your view on it? Or, because I've heard some other people come out, like the Big Ten has come out, the commissioner, and said, if you go to the NFL, you can't play in college. Allegedly, there's SEC and ACC meetings happening about the same thing. For you, your mindset is just like, these are the rules. What do you expect from me? My ass is going to get fired. I'm expected to win. How do you kind of view it as a guy who's been around football a long time and can probably understand a lot of people saying this is abnormal for our sport and something we never thought would happen?
Yeah, there's a lot of parts of it that I don't like within that. I don't think professionals should come back to college sports and college football particularly. But in this instance, this is not professionals that have gone played seasons or just, randomly file an injunction in a state to become eligible. This is part of a specific class that was ruled wrong by the NCAA that was supposed to be 5 for 5. So again, there's a lot of information on this that's not necessarily out there, that over 100 athletes in multiple sports were cleared and said, you can go play, whether you signed pro contracts or not, whether you participated in training camps or mini camps, you are allowed to play. And that is the court order. And so I think in that, as you think back to all the different court orders of great players that were granted, whether that was Diego Pavia or now Trinidad for a 6-year, we followed all those. All court orders have been followed. So I think you're going to get in a really interesting situation if now, as a conference, you start to say, well, we're not going to follow this court order that's been issued. And we're going to say that these kids that the court says can go anywhere, we're going to say, no, you can't. That's some issues there, Pat.
Lane saying, you're setting precedent right now and picking and choosing which ones you like, which ones you don't like. That's going to be a fascinating story as you set a precedent here against.
Doesn't work like that, Pat. You can't decide, hey, I like that injunction. I don't like that one. Like that player I kind of like, and I like the way that they got him eligible. And so we're going to follow those rules, but not these. That really doesn't work that way.
AJ has a
and
question.
Again, on these guys, just for this particular class of group, these aren't pros that have been playing in the NFL that all of a sudden their career was over and just like, hey, I just want to go back. These guys were not told that they had 5 years in December, January when they made their decision. And these athletes all around the country in the different sports would have stayed for their 5th year. And they weren't told that, and then found out later on they were supposed to be told that. So the judge said, hey, you have 5 years. And that's all they're doing is protecting their families and making the best decisions for them.
AJ has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, strictly just from a football perspective for a player, I was thinking if I put myself in their shoes and I got to go, I used the term like an internship, and I got to spend 2 or 3 months with an NFL team. I guess what can that do for a player? I would imagine for myself, if I got to go compete in the NFL for a little bit and throughout the preseason and training camp, I can come back to college with a bunch of new tools in my tool belt, as a lot of coaches like to say. But I just think strictly as a football player, how can this help guys? For this 1 year, obviously.
Yeah, I think something interesting in this is they come back as in this particular situation is like they got to go to the real world and see how hard it is, and it's not everything that they thought. And they're able to help the younger players to say, hey, when these coaches tell you you need to do these things to get ready, and when you go on and you're in a camp at the next level, you got to do everything. You got to be on time to things. You get fined. And so I like that they experienced the real world that we talked to them about, and now they get to come back and help the kids because they've seen the other side.
Let's talk about football a little bit because you are transfer portal king. I believe you said that going to LSU, and then you ended up actually having that take place. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, a little different this year since you are switching schools. A little more transfers this year than you normally bring in. How's it been in camp? How hard is it to get so many different guys? I looked at your two deep. I tried counting it, and who knows if it's official or not. I think it was like 23 guys in the two deep are from the transfer portal. How hard is it to get your culture and everything set during camp with so many new faces that haven't played together before?
Yeah, that takes a long time, and that's something that we pack day one when we get here. Culture and changing things to fit how we do things. We're really unique. We're really different in how we do things in our whole program. And so as kids come in, they learn that. And I think certain kids choose us too in their recruiting process, because they hear how we are. And so it's been really fun. It's been really exciting to be here. And on those new kids coming in, another misinformation on that as they come in and they come into a team, like we've told our team, hey, my job is to be in a relentless pursuit of competitive greatness for you as a team. And so if we have a chance to bring players in to help you win as a team, we're going to do that. And this isn't a situation where, people say, oh, well, then these other kids get their spot taken and cut. Remember, there's all kinds of things. Some teams are short and don't have a full roster. If you've had season-ending injuries in the spring or fall, you get to replace those numbers, and the other kids still stay on scholarship and have a spot. So, again, misinformation that other kids are going to suffer because of these kids coming back.
I like that you're saying, in our particular case, what's being said, not accurate. Others, potentially, but there is certain things that are written into rules and who's eligible, who's not eligible at certain times. I like the injury one. I didn't know that opened up a roster space. I guess it's like an IR that happens for college football rosters, just like the NFL has. Now, you were able to get a lot of great players, and it feels like the moxie and the swag and the culture down there at LSU is all behind you, from what I've been kind of hearing. I mean, Booger this morning was on TV with an LSU helmet right over his shoulder, and after Paul Feinbaum said, Lane Kiffin is effectively just saying, to hell with football. I mean, he's saying football doesn't matter, going crazy about it. And then, Booger goes, hey, if these are the rules, what are we doing here? Like, what do you want him to do? He wants to go get it. I feel like LSU, very behind you. You recruiting, you do very well getting people comfortable to come play for your team. That's fascinating because since we've gotten into college, you've been somebody that people love to kind of break down and attack. I'd say Connor has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Lane, and we watched your documentary last year, so I feel like we do kind of know a general answer to this question. But do you sort of relish in the fact that you have been labeled like the villain, the bad guy of college football? Is that something that you understand, or is it something that you also don't really get because you're not the one, handing out these injunctions and rules and making all these things basically how they're supposed to be in college football? Or is that one of those like, you know what, yeah, screw it, I am the bad guy and we're just going to go out and win football games?
Yeah, I don't worry too much about that. I think as you talk about villains, sometimes the difference between the hero and the villain isn't very far apart, and it changes very often. I see your wrestling stuff there, so I referred to Hulk Hogan before.
Hell yeah,
he's
brother.
A villain, then a hero, then a villain, then a hero again, and then a villain. So, it happens sometimes. And, when you're trying to do things at the highest level, a lot of times people want you to apologize for what you're doing when you're chasing greatness. And that's what we do here as a program. That's how we run it. And our players know that. And I think our fans and administration, wherever been, they love it when you're there. And so they understand that you're doing the best for their program at the time so that they can win and they can have everything that they want and they're wanting to have on Saturdays.
Okay, so let's assume that happens and your team is remarkable this year. Cannot wait for Baton Rouge to be upside down. I haven't really had a chance to be a part of a college football season with LSU in real conversation, real relevance. Going to be spectacular next Saturday. On that, now you talk about the administration loving you when you're there. Did you hear about the FBI dogs? Did you hear about this? Did you hear they ran some dogs through there? Did you have dog sniffer beaters on any of these recording devices you left around?
Yeah, I didn't. Someone sent that to me yesterday. So Walker Jones texted me to remind me that was 5 months ago when he did the interview. But people just love to happen to bring it up on the day when a player from Ole Miss that went to the NFL that goes to LSU. Wonder how that happened.
Yeah, well, it feels like you are big business, brother. And talking about you is just that. Can't wait to see you on the field. D-Butt has last question for you about football.
Yeah, Lane, you always get great production from your quarterbacks. I just want to ask you about your quarterback this year, Sam Levitt. If you are going to be great, it's going to start with that quarterback. What have you been most impressed by throughout training camp?
Sam's competitiveness. He battled back from an injury and missed a lot of spring because of it. He's been great this fall. He's had great scrimmages, command of the offense, the way that he throws the ball, his maturity, and his focus on being great. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's really got a chip inside of him to prove some people wrong in some different things and prove he's the best out there. So we're just putting the weapons around him. So some people said yesterday, is Lane Kiffin the happiest guy with the acquisition that they got on offense? I said, Sam's the happiest guy in the country today.
I can't wait to watch what you do with them. Congratulations on being the topic of conversation every day, everywhere, about everything. This does feel like a very abnormal and unusual thing to see some NFL guys get back in there. This is the only time this can happen. This is the only time this can ever happen, right?
This is the only time this has happened where they have won this injunction where they can go play. And I think whether you consider them pros or not, versus, okay, some had some mini camps, some have some training camp. They went in they got this decision. They elected to go into this when they found out they were 5 for 5. That was before they were cut. So this whole thing that, it's just because they're cut, now they're trying to find a way back. This was done a long time ago that they entered this.
We appreciate you, man. Good luck out there. Thanks for what you do for sport, brother. You keep it alive. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach at LSU, Lane Kiffin. All right, we continue digitally. What a convo, man. So which injunction's good? Which one's bad? All right, sweet. Excited to hear you guys pick through those. That's basically what he's saying. We'll continue to talk about that. The fallout of that, golf, football, you name it. Online, goodbye. All right, let's take a break. Okay, on the other side, let's react to everything we just heard right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he feels pretty comfortable with where he's at.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, it's really loud everywhere else. Mm-hmm. See all these game balls here? These are all games that we won.
LaRon Landry.
Yep.
See that right over his shoulder? That was awesome.
Might have been all first-round picks.
See that? Yeah, this is what I know we're mad, he's basically saying. And everyone, the difference between a hero and a villain, really not that much, right? Wow, okay, he's thought about this. He's done the Dark Knight.
I was going to say, that's what villains say. You don't hear a whole lot of heroes saying that.
Batman said it there at the end, didn't he? At the end of Dark Knight, I believe.
No.
Live long enough to see yourself.
That's what Two-Face said.
That's what the villain said.
Who's the bad guy in that? Yeah, usually the heroes aren't comparing themselves to villains and saying the line is very,
Well, John Cena.
Well,
John Cena.
Now, Lano bringing up the Hulkster and kind of referring to himself as the Hulkster.
He was running hot.
Yeah, it was running hot.
He's running hot down in Louisiana right now with some judges.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, brother.
Yeah, gotta like that, to be honest.
Get to a break. On the other side, there's more to talk about, obviously. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. Take 5.
5.
We're still bringing it.
I light every bridge I see here just to watch it burn. If you've seen all the hell I've seen, it make your stomach turn. I think you know why I do what I do when I do.
Started with 133 teams vying for one of these coveted 12 spots for this 12-team playoff, and it came down to 2 teams in the great state of Indiana kicking this entire thing off.
I might drink a little, I might smoke a lot, counting down the good times, staring down the clock, throw some
The best year of college football that it's ever had is about to have the greatest playoff it's ever had, and it all starts right here in front of Touchdown Jesus and his beautiful Irish people. And I think if you say, "Go Irish!" Hoosiers! They'll do that all night. If you make this kick, I will double his kick to $500,000. I will also donate $250,000 to a charity of Chris Daly's choosing. Yeah, let it go.
Oh, God.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Proud of you. One kick, $750,000. The Lord is watching you. Man down. Man down.
That's all right.
1 million. And there's a bunch of that have invaded. There's a lot of them.
We don't just beat top 25 teams, we beat the shit out of them.
Okay. Google here.
But one thing you didn't learn from me is talking all the shit you talk.
Welcome to the most electrifying atmosphere in all of sport. I know European soccer fans are wild. That's like 30 to 60,000. You're about to see all weekend 100,000 plus bananas atmosphere, and that is one part of the reason why college ball is so damn great. Why are the girls here?
Is this not a fun show? No fun. Serious, serious football. Alabama Jones is very serious.
You know, he was trying to be funny, which I get it. And, you know, my daughter Kristen loves him, so that's kind of soothed the soul a little bit that somebody in our family likes the guy.
I choose to believe. In front of Touchdown Jesus and everybody looking down. IU gets a massive win over Notre Dame. Shane, I'm sorry.
You're a real scumbag. I thought Coach Cignetti coming out here was a real disgrace to the game. He left his players in the locker room to go get some camera time for himself. I know a legend like yourself would never do something like that. Would you?
No.
No, it's disgusting. I saw it. I thought, wow, what a sad, disgusting program. Notre Dame by a million. Go Irish.
Riley Leonard and the Irish from their own 2. Jeremiah Love breaks free. Jeremiah Love trying to go 98. Touchdown!
Might be fiction for a blowout here, fellas.
Couldn't wait to get to the wonderful state of OH! OH! In the SEC, coming up to the Big Ten, when it's cold as hell, we shall settle the conversation here in beautiful Columbus. Coach, that hairline, you get a haircut every day?
Not every day. Not every day.
Big beard, big boot, Peters in tow, 500! Oh, this guy sucks. Holy, this guy's the worst we've ever seen. Just took out the Ohio State cheerleaders. $1 million here, JD Level. Yep, this guy sucks at kicking, but we appreciate the hell out of you, JD. He has once wiped 100 times.
What? What?
Yeah, 100 times. There are actually people out there, psychos obviously, that like the non-frosted Pop-Tarts. Gary's probably one of the best football players I've ever been around. Non-frosted strawberry Pop-Tarts.
I like non-frosted Pop-Tarts.
I like non-frosted Pop-Tarts.
Now, I, at one point this year, was the mayor of Cocktown.
You were the mayor?
Mayor of Cocktown, yeah. They voted me in there, and this is my
How do you become the mayor of Cocktown?
You just got to go around and say, listen, I heart cock. I heart cocks. Sorry, numerous. Whenever we found out that there was going to be a college football playoff game in Columbus, Ohio, we were all jacked up to see this Ohio State faithful be showcased to the entire world about how much they love football. Then we walked out here to this game day set this morning, and it was like, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Rocky Top, Rocky Top. Well, in that song, they say it's home. Home for me is the North, and the cold is going to be Dahn. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes representing for the Big Ten. How cool was Sean Perkins, the Ohio State football team, for allowing us to hang out in their facility pretty much all day Saturday? They had 5 TVs set up, a bunch of recliners. Roosters supplied some phenomenal food.
Arctic temperatures. NJ Hawkins all toe warmers. Various benefits out for these fucking influence. Let's get checked up on about first quarter, fourth quarter. It's all we want. It's all loose. It is. It is now.
Hand off on the count. Travion Henderson in the open field. Travion Henderson is scoring another ton for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Story of the game thus far as Chip Kelly is going mad dummy, bruh. All of Ohio is excited. They were singing long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. First read, second read, third read, scramble, ball on the ground. Check down. Would hate to be a Tennessee fan or a chair near Morgan Wallen because they have no hope right now. Will Howard, 101. Check. Jeremiah Smith.
By and large, these games have absolutely stunk, Pat.
Peter Herbstreit raising an absolute hell.
A couple people up here with that smoky orange face paint on that are feeling like real assholes right now.
As we look to the exits, and the Volunteers fans are saying, get my ass back to the South. This one's over. Bounces it. Touchdown, Ohio State. Boys, that was wide ass open. He's got left hand. 500 drones, ones that we know about. This game's over, but we're still bringing it.
Civil engineering.
Okay, so what's that mean? What is civil engineering?
I don't really know.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When? Were you a soccer player?
Soccer player, yeah.
Okay, how were you at kicking soccer balls? Pretty good?
I was okay. I was good.
Have you ever said anything negative about football kickers?
Maybe once or twice.
Daniel! Damn, Daniel! We don't need that. You make a field goal here from 33 yards uphill. You're the civil engineer. You'd have to tell me, I think it's about a 40-yard kick. If you're able to do that, we will give you $75,000.
All right.
He's got no laces.
Yeah, what do we got going here? Can we get a shot of shoes?
What time?
Hey, a shot of the shoes.
Daniel showed up in his Vans with no laces. What time did you get here for this?
About 11:40 last night.
You need a lot of power.
Good luck, Daniel.
I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it.
Oh! Whoa!
Wait a second.
Just like everything this morning, that was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Let's go. We got to do one more shot.
One more kick for $100,000.
You got this, dude.
Let's go. How about this, Daniel? How about this, Daniel? Not only is this one for $100,000, if you make it, will add another $100,000 to the $500,000 donation we're about to make from College Game Day to the hurricane relief. It could be $600,000 if you make this, with $100,000 going into your pocket. Daniel, this is bigger than you. Let's make a kick.
Way to overcome the shoes here. That was a heck of an effort. Come on, you got this.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh! Hell yeah!
Great job.
Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! All right. Just talking. Are you kidding me?
He was there.
I know. 600,000 to hurricane relief. 100,000 to Daniel.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this college football, is that right, Tuesday? Hour 3 begins now.
Football
is awesome. That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Towns. Is that a Jason Kendall bobblehead right now?
Yeah. There go.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that. We need him back in Pittsburgh
Agreed.
ASAP, doing whatever he wants to do. If he wants to own the team, let him own the team.
I agree.
Looks like Capage.
No, it's not Capage, just Tony Soprano.
Oh, next to him, you're saying? Or you're saying Jason
I'm
Kendall
saying
looks like
JK,
Capage?
yeah.
It is Tony.
Yeah, it is Tony Soprano. Lombo sent that over?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Stay strong.
Which one?
Recently?
Grazie,
No.
grazie,
long time
prego,
ago.
prego. 9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler is here.
Yes, sir.
Safety botch.
Okay, so AJ, we've had a couple minutes to stew on it and think on it. I'll tell you what, how do you feel about Lane Kiffin? I think he feels pretty good about what just happened out there, and I appreciate his angle of we're picking and choosing what injunctions we like and don't like. Okay, which judge we like more, which player we like more. That's an interesting kind of angle because I think he has a point, because all these people just sue, and it ends up with a judge. And then the judge is the one that supersedes everybody, literally. So if the conferences decide to institute some punishment, then now Lane could sue, I guess, and the school could sue. I mean, this is what we're talking about, having no rules, AJ. I think that's a big takeaway of what we just learned there.
Yeah, it definitely is. When there's no rules, like, yeah, how do you know the parameters that you can stay in? If it's legal, if you can do it, he's just taking advantage of that. But is there any chance the SEC tries to shut him down like the Big Ten has done?
Well, the Big Ten, can the Big Ten even shut him down? Like, if any of the schools in the Big Ten do this, which I think that was another key piece of information there where Lane was like, there's a lot of schools recruiting this guy, trying to get him to go back, to go to their school or whatever the case is. He just so happened to pick us. Yes, I do know him. And yes, we are paying him. And yes, we know the law probably a little bit better than everybody else, even though others are doing it. I thought that was a big piece of information. I thought a big piece of information was saying that there was numerous other schools, and I think he was inferring very good schools, obviously, that have big NIL that were also in on this. Does that change anything that you're saying, Ty? Because that just goes to the point of, like, he's either playing against us or he's playing for us, and I'm picking for us every single time if my life is being dependent upon winning. Does that change your thoughts? Because there have been other coaches that have come out and said, we're not doing it. We don't think this is good for ball. So you obviously, that's babyface there. Heel is if it's going to happen, I'm going to do it type convo. But it seems like he is very comfortable with where he's at for his LSU Tiger football team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know if that changes anything about how I feel, because I don't dispute that. I'm sure he was getting recruited, but all these guys have been tied to Lane Kiffin and LSU the entire time. Like, we haven't heard any other teams. Like, the assumption from the get-go has been like, oh, these guys are going to LSU. They're going to be with Lane. And I think with the SEC stuff, like, the 5 for 5, if these guys would have went back to Ole Miss originally, then maybe people wouldn't have had. I mean, there still would have been some, hey, NFL guy going back to college. But I think it's the fact that they're going back and they are transferring within the conference to LSU. And again, yeah, it's either them or it's me, but these guys aren't going anywhere else. They're going to LSU. So
well,
it's
unless somebody else. So
we'll see. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you can say that right now, but as of right now, all these fucking guys are going back to LSU. They're not going anywhere else.
All we heard is LSU,
Exactly.
LSU.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then he comes in and says, there's other guys recruiting big names or whatever. It's
I'm sure they are.
Are they going to get anybody, right? Because there's dozens now, they're saying, that are potentially eligible for this particular 5 for 5 injunction that was ruled down in Louisiana. So if like a Big Ten school that's pretty notable gets one of these guys,
then that'll change the conversation for sure.
Foxy, will you bring up the Big Ten thing again? Because does it say declared for the draft in there? Yeah. Because the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year last year for JMU did declare for the draft and then just decided to go to UCLA, which is in the Big Ten. So I will be very, very interested to see what happens with that, because that is one guy who did declare for the draft. He was never on an NFL team or anything like that, I don't think, but did end up going to UCLA, which is in the Big Ten.
Okay, so there's a Big Ten school that has a situation happen. I think we saw Texas had a situation happen where a guy tried out at some mini camps and he got in there. So I think Lane is just wondering, so since we had the injunction in our backyard and we're getting all the really good guys right now, you're kind of attacking me. Let's see how this all shakes out. Because not everybody's going to be able to go to every school because of roster spots and everything like that. But if there's multiple NFL guys that are able to make it into training camps this far to final cut, we assume there's going to be a lot of schools that potentially would like to sign them. And he said injunctions where Illinois, he started rattling off
a bunch
states where these are all happening. So I don't think LSU is going to be the only one that's going to get this situation of a player on their roster. I think there's going to be other schools. And I think there's going to potentially be a lot of people that were talking really loud that are going to end up being like, but I guess in our situation, it does work. I think there's a chance that happens here as well.
Well, kind of hope that's what happens, because ultimately, if LSU doesn't win the national championship, this is just fun fodder in August. Like, it doesn't actually fucking matter. Like, if Ohio State doesn't add anybody and they go out and blow the doors off everybody, Oregon, Indiana, like some of these schools are in that top 5, tier. If they don't add anybody, then whatever. And then if they do all add everybody, well, then everybody's doing it anyways. So who cares? If they get a tight end who also didn't make an NFL team and Ohio State gets one, or Indiana, and then it's just, well, everyone's doing it, so whatever. So it does feel like, unless LSU wins the national championship, which they definitely could, they're the 11th team in the country. They're already a very good football team, and then they're adding guys that were in camps at some point. Then it will be a bigger conversation, but we're not going to take it away. Like, it's still going to be fucking awesome to watch LSU play football no matter what, and all these games are going to be even better than they were going to be before.
Yeah, and how many high-ranked teams are going to get a guy?
Yeah, we'll see.
I think that's because right now it's just LSU and Lane.
Mm-hmm.
He alluded to, everybody was recruiting him.
Yeah, and you can probably throw Texas in there. You can say Texas got a guy. Like, they got a guy back now. He doesn't play tight end, and he's not going to be scoring touchdowns, but he's going to play on the team.
How many schools end up with one of these guys? Especially with how loud it is right now. I think that's my next question that I haven't really dove into, because I'm like, oh, this must just be okay for LSU to do because the injunctions in Louisiana. That seems pretty unfair, And then he's like, nope, this school. It's like Ryan Day came out and said he doesn't think it's good, but we're going to do what's best for the Buckeyes, or whatever the case is. It's like, if Ohio State gets a guy that goes back and plays there, is Petiti going to walk back what he just said about this whole rule change thing? Like, will Ohio State take a guy? Is Ryan Day going to decide not to? And does the Big Ten making this announcement give Ryan Day and the rest of the Big Ten an out to say, like, yeah, we're not doing it because we're not allowed to do it? Potentially gives them, like, the clear mind to do it. It's just, there's so many potential things that can happen over the next week that is literally going to change probably the outcome of the entire fucking college football season. It's an absurd time to be alive right now.
Yes.
And we'll be down in the middle of it, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, next Saturday for College Game Day's first show.
It's going to be sick.
That's a good place to be.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
He'll be on there.
I think everywhere outside of that place has just been like, this place is the worst. This place
A lot of people rooting for Clemson.
Then you get into the middle, not down there. Then you get down there, and it's like, yeah, we're the worst.
Welcome, bitch.
Yeah. We are the worst. Let's see how this whole thing goes. And that's the type of people they are, too. Like, they would like that, I think. I think that is a loud, fighty, passionate bunch down there in Louisiana who certainly love their team. And if you're Coach Saban talk, he's like, yeah, if they're on your side, it's good. Geez, you got to win. And Lane knows he's got to put up numbers early to keep those people happy.
Tough first 4 games, man.
Week 3 at Ole Miss obviously is maybe the most tense game that they've had. I don't know.
In a long time.
I feel crazy.
The most tense game in September in the history of college football. You could probably throw that out there.
Yeah, see, but we're so new. People are going to be so mad.
No, in September I said. There's a caveat that I said in September.
That's what I'm saying. People are going to be so mad.
It's been some Tennessee, Alabama, Florida.
Where the coach
Notre
went
Dame,
from Alabama
Miami.
to Tennessee? Or the coach went from Tennessee to Alabama?
Probably players, recruiting, all type of shit. Who knows? That's like
But that's what I'm saying. Who knows? That's what I'm saying. You could say, just throw it out there.
we could say.
Yeah, we just throw it out there and say it, sure.
And then it can be debated. And I'd love to hear the other games because, like Notre Dame, USC, like there are historic rivalries. But like, does LSU Ole Miss jump out to you as like the biggest rivalry in the SEC? Probably not. But when you think about the Lane Kiffin storyline with how it went down with the college football playoff, like you could definitely make a case for this being the most contentious game. And it's at Ole Miss. Like, it's not like Ole Miss is coming to LSU. It's like this motherfucker has to go back home to where he just was for 6 years. And he's getting players from their team that went to the NFL. It's like you could argue
contentious,
that.
yes.
Like that's insane. And then they got A&M at home. And A&M's supposed to boom the fucking SEC too.
Yeah, Elko's got another year. I trust Elko. I like Elko. I think his team only gets better. They were obviously in conversations to potentially be able to go on a run. Who's quarterback down there?
Marcel Reed.
Unbelievable. He only got better. 2, right? Number 2, is that his number?
10.
10. He had shirt. He had great shirt.
10.
Right? Was it the Reed? I think he had the 1. Was it a Heisman?
It was a Heisman, like one of those things they
were
sent
sending
out the
them out.
boxes.
Yeah, the Heisman. It was I liked what they were doing with it. Then they got McNeese there. Let's get a little breather.
Yep.
Kentucky. Let's go ahead. Mississippi State at home. That's a big difference, I think, than being at Mississippi State. At Auburn, they got a lot of positive shit coming out of Auburn. Don't they?
Yeah.
This is the most positive Auburn football. I saw the band was in the team meeting. Did you see that?
First time in, what they say, like 30 years that they've had them learn the school fight song or whatever.
That would be another place that would be cool if we got to experience it now that we have the access to of being a part of College Game Day.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool, just strictly because I was such a fan during the Cam Newton era. And obviously, Gerard Powers was a draft mate of mine to the Indianapolis Colts, became quick friends. Like, the way he talks about, obviously, War Eagle and down there, War Dam, it's like, we haven't got to see that at all.
No.
It's been like maybe they'll steal one against Bama one weekend, and then that's about it. And then speaking of, you got Bama, Texas, Tennessee, and Arkansas rounded out. So tough schedule. And this is what the SEC folks say, like, yeah, that's what we got to do down at the SEC. Lane Kiffin was born in the dark down there. He's ready to go. How will the season be for the NFL players that are now back in a fifth-year eligibility, and how many teams will it affect? Or will it just be LSU, which is what basically the storyline sits on August 25th, 2026. In 9 minutes, we'll be joined by Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark just won the BMW championship. He's also been incredibly successful this season. People talk about, Player of the Year convo with Scotty Scheffler. What if Wyndham just goes crazy? He was in an epic battle on Sunday here in the middle of the FedEx Cup playoffs where he and McElroy traded places a couple times. He buries 3 birdies straight down the stretch. There's also Chasing Sunday, Hard Knocks coming out tonight at 8 o'clock that has him mic'd up. We have an exclusive clip from Chasing Sunday, Golf Hard Knocks, out tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah! Come on! Yeah, come on. Okay. No. You knew one was coming. Oh, boy.
Holy shit.
Wait, do you mean holy sh?
Yeah.
That's my first time having eyes and ears on that.
Sure.
That better not be what that fucking show is.
What do you mean?
That better.
What's it going to be on? Where's it going to be played?
Is it on Nickelodeon?
I believe it says it's on YouTube, the PGA Tour YouTube.
Oh, it's definitely going to be.
You can't bleep it out.
You can't. We're getting all access, allegedly, and then we're bleeping out actual conversations.
They're killing Wyndham Clark again! Gosh! Golly! Give the guy a chance.
The guy's trying to be relatable.
Yeah.
The guy's trying to showcase how pumped up he is. We talk about Scotty Scheffler being a bag of milk or whatever, but now we get emotion from the guy. We start putting bleeps all over it. There's a reasoning behind it, I assume. Come on. We got Faith.
Should ask roll up. What the fuck are you doing? This is
What
ridiculous.
the beep are you doing?
Why are you using that as like the exclusive lead clip?
I don't know if this is just
if
what
you're
they
just
sent
gonna
us.
neuter it immediately.
But is that what they sent? Did they send that to us?
That wasn't an exclusive.
Yeah, it was.
I grabbed this clip earlier, and it's in this like montage of it. So they already had released it.
No, I mean they're you know
And it
doing
is
it
bleeped
in the captions too. So yeah, this thing's gonna be heavily bleeped, I would assume.
No, that was just on social. They bleeped it.
The Hard Knocks does bleep it on social, I remember. But
Yeah, let's have faith. I didn't know we pulled that from social. I thought we got an exclusive. Is I believe the words I heard. I apologize for mishearing if that was not how it was communicated to me. If that is from social, okay, we're okay with that.
Okay, so that was not the exclusive clip.
No.
Okay.
that was not from the tour.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Now Bruce is saying yes. That was. This is okay. So now Bruce is saying
bad news.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was already in the trailer. It is an exclusive clip, I suppose, that they took out of the trailer.
Hold on. It got sent to us as an exclusive clip.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so it was titled "Exclusive Clip from Chasing Sunday tonight at 8:00."
Yeah.
But it was an exclusive clip. It was already out on social.
Yes, correct. That's what I'm saying.
Did they rip just that part from the longer social clip and send us it, or is it just that part out of the thing saying it was the exclusive clip?
So I think that the clip we got, I believe, is from a horizontal trailer that they did put out on PGAtour.com, but maybe not elsewhere because I couldn't find it on YouTube or anything like that. But then Foxy had on the card a social clip filmed vertically of essentially the same exact thing happening already on social, bleeped out.
Yes.
So all this to say, Chasing Sunday tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube with NFL Films, probably going to be pretty awesome.
And we will see if it is bleeped or not. If they got bleeps
PGA
all over
Tour's
this,
YouTube. If it's PGA Tour's YouTube, I guarantee you it's bleep.
Yep.
There's no way.
Definitely.
Definitely.
No.
then what are we doing? What are we getting access
Watching
to?
us, getting some behind the scenes.
Golfer
He's
and
mic'd
caddies
up.
talking to each other. That's the best.
Yeah, but what if the best caddy out there is actually, I think you fucking need to fucking drop it in the fucking, and all we hear is beep, 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 beep. But I want to hear who these guys are.
As a profound swearer, I will do my best to try to fill in the blanks.
We should just have Wyndham Clark when he comes on say like "fuck
And
shit,"
then we'll put it
ass.
in.
Yeah.
And then we'll just send it to the PGA. Be like, hey, splice this in now.
That's a good idea. I just don't like the full access thing when really it's not full access. But we'll get over it. Because they want to grow the game.
Yeah, but it's at 8:00 tonight. Most fucking kids are in bed at that point.
Most.
It's on YouTube. Don't you have to change
Yeah.
something if it's not
Exactly.
suitable for kids?
Right.
Yeah, true.
If
NSFW.
This
That's what they
is
say.
fucking bullshit.
You mean beep and bull beep. Yeah.
No, because I think they would just take the whole thing.
Because it's 3 seconds.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to hear anything.
Exactly.
Should do the fake voices over like
Yeah.
BET. This is flipping BS.
Yeah.
See, that'd be cool too.
Get Dano to do it.
Or just a mute. So, like, for us, they mute our stuff for 10 seconds, I think, or 5 seconds, whatever it is on ESPN. That was a decision that was made because I don't like the beep. I don't like the beeping. I don't think, I just, it kind of takes the entire moment away, Like he's saying, he's super happy, and then we're in beep in the middle of that. It's like an emergency sound. I don't like the beep naturally. I kind of hate the fucking beep, actually. That's why we go for the muted one. But people say they hate the mute, too. So I don't know if there's any winning in
A lot
that.
of people thought something's wrong with their TVs.
Yeah, a lot of that.
What the hell's going on? Every time this show.
It's not your
It's
platform.
only this show.
Every time I listen, I lose like a lot of audio that's on us, 100% on us. We do apologize for that. But it sounds like you're going to have that with this Chasing Sunday.
On YouTube.
Is this just Windham that's on this? Or are
There's
we-
6 golfers, I believe, that are mic'd up. And his name is Wyndham.
I call him Windham.
He's going to be on the show in 4 minutes.
I don't give a fuck. I'm pissed off now. I was like really looking forward to watching this, and now I don't give 2 squirts of fucking piss about watching this.
Okay, how about you watch the Dunkman Championships tonight, August 25th?
We'll see.
With hazardous dunks battling against Mac McClung and other dunk experts as they try to topple a 50-point dunk after a 50-point dunk. Do things that nobody's ever seen before. We're still waiting. Are you going to watch hazardous dunks tonight, win the Dunkman Championship?
No. Absolutely not.
Yo,
Thank
I-
you.
I
saw him right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a
Of course,
personal fucking
You know what? I
show.
stand with you.
Yeah, I'll watch.
We got the rookie showcase on Hard Knocks.
I'm watching.
Boom.
Think about that. And
That's
the
what I'm
Seattle
watching.
one.
Who's performing?
What time?
That starts at 9, and they don't bleep out all the swear words.
Okay, so you really like that part of it.
I mean, that's one of the best parts. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, it feels like I'm in the room where it happened.
Yes.
Yeah, we like
Why
being
isn't
there.
this on HBO? If it's like in conjunction with NFL films, I don't understand that.
Because YouTube can reach the world.
Yeah, sure. I get it. Who are we placating here to? Are we making this for fucking 8-year-olds so that when we can show the clip, that you just beep it out a bunch of kids can be like, I didn't know Wyndham was swearing.
There's a chance.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Put it on HBO so the adults can enjoy it.
Because we're the ones who understand anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, agreed.
It shouldn't be Elsa, Bluey, Wyndham Clark putting his third birdie to win a
Thank
BMW
you.
Cup championship in
Thank
the
you.
YouTube outlet.
And I could be wrong. I'm guessing Windham doesn't have.
That's not his name.
That's what I call him. I'm guessing he doesn't have a whole lot of 8 to 11-year-old fans. They like fucking Ricky Fowler and, Jordan Spieth and, the golf boys, the young guys. They don't like the Windhams of the world.
Justin
His
Thomas.
name's Wyndham, and the golf boys are
Who are the golf
retired.
That was
Bubba,
15 years
Hunter
ago.
Mayhem.
I know it was.
Yeah.
They had a hover.
They're on a hovercraft.
I missed that era.
It was
2009,
Bubba,
probably.
Ricky.
It was unbelievable.
Go.
They were such goofballs.
Yeah. Go Goats.
It was a lot of pizzazz,
Before he took that money.
a lot of talent. I think he was pretty bummed
They
out
had a
about
sweet
that.
song. I'll
Smart.
say it to
Good
you.
decision.
It
by
was
him.
sweet. I think Bubba was pretty bummed out about Liv kind of coming to an end.
He was pissed this weekend.
Yeah, he was about to fight somebody in the crowd. Yeah, I think Bubba doesn't love that the goats are done.
He's fired, motherfucker. I love Bubba.
How about Roll-Up? We love Bubba too. He's very kind to us.
Yeah.
We didn't think the goats ever had a real chance.
He didn't either. He said as much when he was on the show.
Yeah.
But we do love Bubba, and
Yeah.
we appreciate what he did. But he was not about it at this Indianapolis Live tournament this past weekend. Somebody talked to somebody else's backswing. Bubba said, "Why don't you come in and say it's my face, boy?" And the guy didn't. And he said, "That's what I thought," and he walked away.
Yep.
And I think that'll be my favorite moment that ever happened with that golf tournament.
I think so.
I think that's my favorite thing that ever happened with that entire golf league.
Oh, Kreischer at 17 at Adelaide was a fucking scene.
You're right. I
That
mean,
shit
just
was.
so many shoeys. People are going absolutely
Cam
crazy.
Smith winning in
Flash
his
mob.
homeland.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was I think it was
Yeah, keep thinking.
maybe Dustin Johnson was the putt for a winner.
I don't think
Yeah.
he did that.
And DJ Khaled, right in the middle of his swing back, you hear him in the background go, "Everybody's hands go up!" And the fucking putt, he putted it off for green.
Yeah, yanked it.
Loved the Rom drone. Where Rom was teeing off and the drone was right above him.
Right, like just buzzing above
the
his
fucking dig out of my backswing. That was awesome.
It was really cool. I like when they had shorts on.
Uh-huh.
That was so cool.
White T-shirts. That was zany.
Man, rest in peace.
So who owns these teams now?
There's still
Nobody.
They're of no value.
That was the
so
big
it doesn't
thing. You
really
got
matter.
equity in these teams.
I think they're going up on eBay.
I don't know who
Are
owns
they? They might be on Facebook Marketplace, but the CEO guy says we still survive. The big story about today, I think, talking to Mr. Rollap, CEO of PGA Tour, he said, like, you're going to have to earn your way back. And there was a time where these guys could have come, and they chose not to. So this conversation will continue. There's a lot of scar tissue with the PGA players as well that we got to navigate. But obviously the future of the PGA is very bright. The current ratings for the PGA Tour events every single weekend, absurd. People loving golf more than ever before. And a man who just had a absolutely spectacular finish to one of the biggest tournaments of the year. Birdie, birdie, birdie down the stretch to win. How are you going to do when the pressure's on? Well, he has learned about himself in the past, and certainly this past weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of the BMW Championship this past weekend, as he stares down a final weekend of the FedEx Cup playoffs, Mr. Wyndham Clark.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Ty once said he calls you Windham. Is that offensive or not offensive?
I don't care.
See?
But it is Wyndham, if you wanted to know.
I know.
Yes, that's a yes.
It's spelled Windham, though.
Yeah, but if you wanted to be a professional, he said, my name is actually very well known and pronounced as Wyndham, if you'd like to.
Fair enough.
Windham, though, you just like that it's...
Yeah, I like that's how it's spelled. I think it sounds pretty cool.
Well, Wyndham, I want to let you know, we think congratulations on a huge win. Let's talk about the mental side of Sunday there for you. Obviously, you have lead. gets real tight, golf starts to happen. Are the golf gods going to bless me or not? And then down the stretch, you have your best golf and go birdie, birdie, birdie to win a golf tournament. Can you just tell me about the ride that Sunday was and kind of your swing thoughts as you're going down the stretch?
Yeah, so I started off the day, I just wasn't really focused, and I was numb. I wasn't nervous. It's weird going into a final round of a big tournament and not really having the nerves. And, that's something I haven't really had before. And I was just flat. I don't know if you ever played a game where the team was just flat and you're like, what the hell is going on? Well, that's what I was. I wasn't getting mad. I wasn't getting up. I just was neutral. And I think when Rory tied it, I finally got out of it and said, holy shit, I might lose this thing. And then I started hitting some good shots, and that putt on 16 that I made right there was definitely that point where I got out of it, and then I finished strong.
I love that you found the juice wherever you find it, and then being reminded, hey, a tournament's on the line right here. Okay, hey, there's a lot happening. I think every athlete has felt that. People have been trying to study why that type of thing happens, and nobody has an answer. Some people have the best warm-up of all time, worst game. Some people have the worst warm-up of all time, best game. Nobody really understands why athletes are the way they are, but let's talk about how you've had great success this season and have obviously come into your own whenever they talk about golf goats. What do you think has been different about this year versus maybe years past in your play, and what do you look to do to wrap up this entire season this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of a couple things. I added a swing coach. I didn't have one for 3 years, and my swing got off. And since I've added him, my game's gotten more consistent. I'm better off the tee. My iron play has gotten significantly better. And then the next thing is that putter. The pink putter has just been unbelievable for me. I'm making putts every week, and important putts, kind of the round momentum putts that you need. And then obviously I started building tons of confidence coming off a terrible year, breaking lockers and doing terrible things that I did. And now refocusing myself on what's important and building that momentum and starting to play consistently every week and win tournaments.
Hey, the golf community has forgiven you, don't you think?
I hope so. I hope we can move on. It'll forever be something that I did, but hopefully now people are like, all right, you know what? Wyndham messed up, but we like the guy.
We've watched a lot of athletes grow up in front of our eyes. I mean, there's obviously the Tom Brady chewing out a teammate or coach or ref situation. We've obviously seen Travis Kelce have his moments on sideline. Many different basketball players have had moments in their spotlight. So it's like super high competitive people in high moments of pressure do have situations that take place and obviously can't become the common thing. But I think we are a forgiving society if you work your ass off and do things the right way, which is what you are certainly have been doing this weekend. How do we finish this thing off? What, 10 million on the line this weekend? Uh-oh, Wyndham, don't get too nervous, pal. Maybe you won't be flat. 10 million on the line this weekend. How's that change things? And how do you all kind of view what's happening over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, this is what you try to get to every year. The Tournament Champions East Lake is one of your main goals, and being here is big. And obviously, 10 million is a lot of money. So it's life-changing money, and I've had some success at this tournament, and it would be amazing to cap off the year with a top finish, if not a win. So I'm really looking forward to this week, and hopefully I end this year on an amazing note.
We're wrapping up the FedEx Cup playoffs this weekend for the PGA Tour. Earlier today, it was announced what the playoffs will look like starting in 2028. Connor has a question about that.
Yeah, Wyndham, when we talked to Brian Rolap, and he mentioned that the planning for 2028 was, a bunch of the players and golfers on a call basically talking about how this could be made and how it could work. Were you on that call? What was kind of the entire thing? How long did it take for you guys to come up with it? Is this something that, the golfers and players have been talking about for a while? Like, hey, all these major sports, they have some sort of, match play, tournament play to get to one true champion. Was this something that you guys have talked about for a while? And how was that phone call kind of started and developed?
Yeah, they must have lost my number. I wasn't on that phone call. I'm just messing. No, I think it was mainly the pack, to be honest. There's about, I think it's like 5 to 7 guys that are really in those discussions that represent us as players. And so they were on that discussion, and came up with this system. And then in Memphis, I first heard of it, which was 2 weeks ago. And they kind of talked about, what do you think? And we all gave our, 2 cents and thoughts. And I'm excited. I think the playoffs the last couple of years, or the Tour Championship, to be more specific, just maybe hasn't been the correct format. And I think this format is going to be really exciting. Match play in golf is the original way that they play golf. And over 2 weeks, I think makes it great for the fans, a lot of anticipation. And then the fact that we're going to iconic venues and changing it, I think is just great for the game of golf, bringing it to different markets. I think I see only positives right now.
Okay, we do as well. The whole golf community, I think, is jacked up for 2028 when that starts. We heard Brian Rolap and now you say going to iconic courses that haven't been able to go because PGA Tour obviously is so vast and so large, whether it's locker rooms or parking or hotels or whatever the case is. What is it? Can you just give me like one course that could be an example of? I don't know the golf world enough to know like what is an iconic course that could host one of these in the future. This is not you saying this is guaranteed a place, but like what are some of those places that maybe, because I think to myself, Augusta is a pretty fucking iconic.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a pretty iconic place. Oh, you guys already got a tournament there though. I think that's happening every single year. Is this just like other notable courses that are being pitched, or how should we view those?
Yeah, so obviously not Augusta, but it would be a place like Cypress Point. That's always rated a top 5 course in the world. It's right near Pebble Beach, super exclusive, but they can't have, and the members don't want to have 20,000 fans and that whole thing. But now it could be an intimate setting, old school, like if you ever watch like Legend of Bagger Vance, where the fans are walking with them. I think that's kind of what they'll do. Ropes, really intimate, people crowding the greens. That's kind of some of the thoughts that they've had, and make it like this really exclusive, sick viewing where it's like, I want that ticket. That is an intimate, like almost courtside seat kind of thoughts. And it's right on the ocean. I mean, that's what they're thinking. They go there, Pine Valley, these top courses that they don't normally want big events, but now it'll be this intimate, amazing tournament.
Okay, you guys all play on all these courses. So, like, I assume because you guys go to the same courses each year, and obviously you have practice rounds earlier, but the story was Rory going to Augusta a bunch before a couple tournaments and playing it and getting comfortable with the course, doing well. I think Scotty did it as well with the course whenever he didn't make a cut for the first time in a weekend. He went to the future, the next course. These courses, will they make you guys, will it be harder for you guys? Like, because I just saw, was that 30 sand traps on one hole rate?
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you guys? Yeah, is this going to be like USGA golf, where you guys are like going to be getting your asses kicked by these courses? Is that what we should be expecting? And also, it does feel like there is a little bit of an NFL coming to the PGA with roll-up, match play. 2 players, 2 names, 2 brands taking each other on. You can have a bracket. You can do this entire thing. The way it's being marketed, obviously these new courses, new stadiums, new venues and all it is. Have you guys experienced that and felt that with Rolap? And what is your guys' reaction to the way he's kind of treating your guys' league? As he understands he's just holding the chair for this time being, and the PGA Tour will live longer than he.
Yeah, so the first part of the question with the golf courses, like part of the reason why the majors are so coveted and exciting, other than the Masters, is we go to different courses every year, and these are usually big, iconic courses that the majority of the public has never seen or gotten to go to, and now they get to see it. They get to see the best players in the world playing on it. Well, now we're even going to the top, which is the Pine Valleys, the Cypress, the Marions, the Seminoles, these places that are really exclusive, that have never had big tournaments, or maybe they did back in like the 40s or something like that. So that's going to be exciting. As far as Rolap, he is kind of bringing that a little bit of the NFL, which I think is a positive thing. Some people might think otherwise, but I think the majority of people love that he has a different view and he's not locked in just on the golf. And he goes, hey, the NFL is the biggest machine in the US, right? And he's part of that success. So he's like, what we did there that was successful, I'm going to bring that to the PGA Tour. And I love the fact that the Tour Championship, it's going to be, head to head, just like the NFL. And, you think about it, that's exciting for TV. The betting's going to be amazing. I think, imagine half the money's on me or half the money's on someone else, and people are rooting for these guys. And I just think I think what he's doing is very forward thinking. And I think prior to roll-up, there was a lot of reactive thinking. And so I really like what he's doing.
I appreciate the way Roll-Up thinks. He's worked with us. I've worked directly with Roll-Up for 4 years now, 5 years now. I was the first person to negotiate social media rights with the NFL. Okay, so I could run highlights on our YouTube show whenever we're there, on X throughout clips. There's a time, I think maybe even now, where you watch these other networks who have NFL rights. Whenever they post clips on social media, they got to put pictures over top of the highlights because they don't have highlight rights for social media. So I negotiated right now. There was people that were ripping and stealing clips and putting it up on the internet as I'm paying millions of dollars to the NFL so that I can do it the right way in business. But obviously, in that world, I told a lot of people at the NFL that I thought they didn't have brains. So that goes all the way to I end up in Roll-Up's office. Okay, so now I'm dealing with Roll-Up's dealing with me, I guess would be the way that this has to go. The way he thinks, maps things out, puts deals together, can see stuff. He's an elite talent. I mean, the NFL is going to feel the effects of him being gone. But I think one of the things that he loves is showcasing the talent and what is good about the sport. That's why Hard Knocks has been so big. He was overseeing NFL Films for a large portion of time there. He's part of all the development of a lot of things that NFL Films do. Getting to know you guys in your schedule, in your life, is only good for the popularity of the sport, especially now. AJ has a question to you about that evolution of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, Wyndham, obviously I know you were mic'd up this past Sunday when you won the championship, and we will get to watch that at 8 p.m. tonight, I guess, in totality. But what was it like being mic'd up for this? Were you aware of it the whole time? Is it like the whole being in the real world? We know a guy named the Mike who was in the real world back in the day, and he said you forget the cameras after the first little bit. What was your experience like, especially obviously getting a win while mic'd up and having all attention on you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I was a little nervous for it. You know, the main thing is obviously you don't want it to affect your play. And so when they figured out the mic, it was sewn into my shirt every day, so I didn't feel it. And then, yeah, it was kind of like the real world. It's a great example. You just forgot the camera or the mics were there, and you just went about your business. The great thing is they give it to us beforehand. We get to make sure, hey, I want that on there. I don't want this. And then obviously for the production, it was amazing that, you know, I ended up winning the tournament. And so what's cool for the fans is they get to see, like, hey, what we're thinking about, what we talk about. And, you know, golf's been I feel like one of the least accessible sports for the athletes because sometimes you never can hear us, you know, and you're in the Tiger era, you know, there's that mystique, like what's Tiger doing? And no one ever knew. And now with us players, everyone's knowing what we're thinking, what we're talking about, what we're joking about, what's happening in these key moments. So I think it's pretty cool, and it was an awesome experience.
I thought Swing to Survive did a good job, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
the Netflix one?
Full swing, man.
It's full swing, swing to survive.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you guys are doing. You're swinging to survive.
Yeah.
And I appreciate how you're surviving right now, because you're not just surviving, are you? Thriving.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's good news. That's good news, Wyndham. Tone has a question for you, Wyndham.
Yeah, Wyndham, we're about a month away from Medina in the President's Cup. That'll be awesome up in Chicago. But I was wondering, like, what is, for the players, what is the juice like for the President's Cup compared to, say, the Ryder Cup? For us that aren't out there and don't get to experience it, what's the difference between those two events?
You know, honestly, for the Team USA, there really isn't much. I mean, as far as the difference, last night we had a team dinner with 6-7 of us and the captains, which was, you know, it's a get to know each other, which we all know each other, and then just talk about stuff and, hey, the mindset, what we want to do. And the way Team USA operates is every event is you're part of USA, which then is for next year for the Ryder Cup, and the Ryder Cup is next year for the President's Cup. And you think of it as, you know, one team that goes to each event. It's not separate teams. And, you know, we prepare for the President's Cup just as much as we do for the Ryder Cup. And it means just as much. You know, the Team USA has had a ton of success in the President's Cup, and we want to keep that going. And obviously we want to take that momentum into next year for the Ryder Cup. So it's a big deal for us, for sure.
Who paid for dinner? Was it credit card roulette, or is it just because Scotty's made the most money this year, or how's that work?
You just won?
Well, Ned did jokingly say, hey, Scotty, thanks for picking up the tab. But I think that's on the tour.
Okay.
I like that.
Company card.
I like that.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
well,
certainly. Go ahead and charge that thing. D-Bud has a question for you, Wyndham.
Yeah, Wyndham, you're an elite golfer, and I know elite athletes, they are tied to their routines. You mentioned hiring a swing coach after not having one for a while. What went into that decision, and what was like the first, I guess, major adjustment that he saw and made maybe in your swing or in your approach to the game?
Yeah, so if you want to get into the technical things, I was getting too narrow and my wrist angles were off, which makes it a timing reliant golf swing. And in golf, when you're under the pressure and the heat of the tournament, trying to time swinging 120 miles an hour is very difficult. So he goes, let's try to take the timing out of your swing by getting better wrist angles, a little bit of width, and getting that club face more square. So that took some time, and it was difficult at the beginning of the year. I kind of had some good events, kind of had some bad events. It was good for a day or two, and then it was bad for a day or two. But as I started working on it, I got more and more consistent. And then right now, I've had the most control of the golf ball I've ever had. So, changing a golf swing can take a while, but, for me, it was about 6-7 months, and now I feel like I'm in a great spot.
Okay, are you putting your head on the brick wall there? Okay, are we doing the head on the wall? Like this number here, getting a nice, comfortable base. And then we're taking that thing anyway to get into the slot here. And then we're transitioning our way from right side to our left side. You see that? You can basically just go ahead and pick up your foot. Is that what I'm working? How do I get better at golf, Wyndham? How do I get better at golf
Your
here?
wrists are all over the place.
Did you watch my behind the scenes Rex Tanner video? Have you watched that yet?
No, it sounds like something I got to put on the watch list ASAP. Why? What are you going to tell me?
Well, I was my Uncle Drew for golf, and I was a swing coach. I had some great tidbits in there that I think would help you.
Okay, I will certainly
Rex
dive
Tanner.
right. I cannot wait. Am I
Rex
going to become
Tanner.
Hey, am I going to become scratch here because of Rex Tanner?
Well, Rex Tanner's from Pensacola, Florida, and he's quite a good coach, and he can help you right there. He's one of the best there ever was, and he's gonna make you a decent golfer. But there might be a lack of talent that you might not have that he might be able to overcome.
Oh, Rex, is he shit talking me as coach, or is he a positive guy? It looks like with that beard and the glove, I thought with big part was thumb.
Yeah,
it wasn't to protect thumb. So cutting thumb off glove seems like an inch. This guy's a hard nosed guy. This Rex Tanner.
Oh yeah, he don't put up with no bullshit, but he'll let you know how it is. He'll let you know.
All right, hopefully it makes me a better golfer.
Kind of looks like Gary Bertier.
Rest in peace.
Actually, a lot of people thought I looked like Kelsey.
Sure.
Jason?
Jason Kelsey, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see a little Jason. A little gumpy, too, right? You see a little gumpy?
Old school gumsh.
Yeah. Well, check it out. There's definitely some good tidbits in there.
How long are the videos? Because, we got to schedule out the whole day.
Are the swears bleeped?
Yeah, are you bleeping the swear words?
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. It's 12 minutes, the whole video. I have the behind the scenes, the actual really good stuff that I'll send you via text, and that's the juicy stuff.
Well, hopefully it'll make me a better golfer. Congrats on all your success. We're incredibly happy for you, man. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, Wyndham.
Oh, Rex Tanner's him.
What? No. What? Gary
Rex Tanner.
No, I think Finkel Einhorn thing.
Yeah.
Is he going undercover like at driving ranges, or what is it?
I'd assume, yeah, right? Just teaching these people.
Who, Rex?
Little tin cup situation.
Did you guys happen to notice what Darius did there?
What's that?
Normally he comes right out and says like, "Hey, what do I need to do to get better?" He said, "Hey, what did you do to get better?"
Yeah,
you gotta get creative,
Mix it up a little bit.
We're saying that's way too technical.
Yeah, well, I did understand what he said about timing, though. So if you're just like a feel guy, at some point your body's not going to feel the same as it always feels. Even if you're a killer, if you are a stone cold killer, there will come a moment where you will get tight or nervous or a little juiced up. So if you just completely rely on, I'm just going to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen, at some point you're going to wish that you had fundamentals and like a routine or a lock-in that you could do. For instance, I will only speak from my perspective. I used to just be field kicker. Like I'm going out there and I'll just fucking put the ball through the uprights. What are we talking about? Sebastian Janikowski was like that. Sebastian Janikowski was like that for like 15 years. He was unbelievable. He's one of one in this entire thing. And then you watch like the actual good guys. It's like, okay, they're relying on, I take small step here, then this step's coming here, then this coming here. So even if you're nervous, even if there's anything, you are doing the same exact thing. You become a robot. Pitchers, same thing. Hitters, I think, same thing. Golfers are all trying to accomplish the same thing. So it's good to have feel. But it's also good in those big moments you're going to go back on what you've taught and what you've learned. I mean, and it's like I like that he did that. I like that he went back in there.
And all athletes have some type of routine or some type of stuff. So when you make a change, like, talking to Scotty about changing the driver, changing the iron or wedge, just a putter, like those are big decisions. And for you to go where it takes 6 to 7 months to actually feel like comfortable within that swing when you're already a top, 20, 15 golfer at that point, whatever he was at that point, and then to get on the other side and see it now he's in the conversation for Tour Player of the Year, like that's crazy. But that is obviously a risk because 3 years without a swing coach as a golfer, I mean, that's huge. Like you say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna sign you up to be in my ear every day at the range on the course. Like that's a huge decision to make, and a lot of trust too in that guy.
7-8 months too. Every single day of his life, he's trying to get better with his new swing, and he didn't figure it out until later. He said he can control it. So let's remember that when we try to change our swings.
True.
It might take 7-8 months every single day for us to get comfortable with it. Okay, Foxy.
I'm going to stick with my weak fade and just run that for the rest of my life. 210 yards down the middle of the
power
fairway.
fade.
That's all I got.
There ain't no power in any of that.
No changing any swings here.
Consistent.
He has a nice finesse fade.
Yeah.
Just trying to get in.
It's
And it
so
works.
weak. But
Consistent.
who cares?
Swing harder.
Works.
Nah.
We had a simulator here.
Yeah, we did. What happened?
Where'd it go?
Had a good run.
Yeah, you had a good shot on that. You blasted the drive.
Get up and run away.
Nobody really talks about that. That's one of the most.
Is that thing ever really here?
Thing was here and then it
I'm
wasn't.
not sure.
Where
That's
is
a good
that
question.
thing?
That's one of the most fantastic things that has ever happened with our.
Right over there.
I'd like to say.
This wall's really blank now, too.
Yeah, we got to get that fixed ASAP. Okay, sure that's going to happen. Let's get on that. We have nothing else going on. They shut down all the fucking roads around the place.
Yeah,
Jesus
tough.
Christ.
Tough
For the
business.
roundabout?
Yeah. We thought the roundabout construction had already happened. Yeah, right, bud. We're just getting started. Can't come near this place. Why is that? Construction's taking place. What's construction? We're digging up everything. Does that mean oh yeah, sweet. Lost the internet today, earlier. Gonna hopefully the generators work. You buy generators for them to work. Turns out those are fickle fucking.
Staring that down.
A lot of pressure on something in the back.
Yeah.
That we don't know a lot about. And it just says, yep, it works. Okay, we'll find out. Maybe it works too good, though. That was the problem yesterday. Okay. Well, how about today? Is there going to be another problem? No.
One day at a time.
Bingo.
One day at a time.
Hashtag life hack.
Yeah.
Well said.
Hashtag life
Is the bone still doing that?
Oh.
Thought you had it.
Thank you. Blue went home. Who knows if Blue will ever be seen again?
Definitely.
Can't be pooping twice on
Did
you.
he walk home? He just walk home?
I mean, he could. This fucker's so smart. Honestly, this fucker's really smart. I mean, it's so athletic.
Smart dogs can be difficult at times.
Well, yeah, he walked over I think during the show, he walked over to the door over there. I watched him do that. He stood there for, I don't know, maybe a second or two, looked around, nobody came to get him. This is on you guys. Walked right back over here, and that's when he pooped and peed right there. And I guess he tried to tell us.
Yeah.
But he did it in a smart ass way. He walked over there, looked around. That's what I thought. Right back in here. Boom. You know what I mean? Because he knows this door very well. Take him out this door to go pee and poop every time he's here. So he knows this door. He walked. Now we had to cover the thing because we got construction workers working outside and deliveries coming through here all at the same time because they're all getting through the construction at the same time. So he wants to say hello. So we'll cover the windows. So he goes over to that area, does a little roundabout. I think he would say, I tried. It's probably what he's trying to say.
Sure.
Comes over, dumps right on his court, and then pisses on top of it.
Yep.
You know, so
I mean, he's so smart. He pooped in the middle stall in the bathroom, and he forgot to flush, but that was him in the toilet.
I don't think that might have been. I mean, honestly,
could have been.
I wouldn't put it past this guy, especially with the massive dumps he takes. We do have another poop and leave situation happening here at the Thunderdome, and
again,
we don't know how whoever's doing it is just walking off with that without terrible.
They're not wiping.
How does that happen?
They're not wiping at all. So I don't know.
They gotta be fucked up.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
There's serial killers in here.
We need to put signs up.
I mean, you got to be able to get to the bottom.
I don't think this one is
this is something.
Oh yeah,
I think we
people
can figure
just come
out.
out and admit it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is not the
Own up
way
to it.
anything works, really. Accountability.
Wow.
It's not like you would forget butt pissing and then not wiping your ass and leaving it there.
Yeah, and
you would have to remember doing that.
I mean, it too, though.
I mean, they've worked themselves into a corner now.
You think this is one dumper?
No, but you know it wasn't somebody who was live on a microphone or on the show for when it happened.
And I'm not so sure it isn't one dumper, to be completely honest.
I'm pretty sure
with
it
you.
is.
Yeah.
One dumper, both stalls? This is two different stalls.
This happened at
Yeah,
the
I
shipyard.
don't
He
care.
was called the Mad Shitter. He would just shit and leave. There would just be shit in
Well,
the
we can't-
toilet.
Does he work here now? Did you bring him in a suitcase somewhere?
That's what
Because we
I'm
got
saying.
one on
It's a
our
serious
hands.
problem.
I'll tell you what, I didn't know you had experience in the mad shitting
The
department.
Mad Shitter had shown his face at the shipyard once before.
I mean,
Fucking disgusting.
I'm just thinking about what they have to be having going on in between their cheeks right now. You know? Because I know you've done 100 wipes, I think. I know people have done a bunch of wipes and everything like that, but it's like 0 wipes? What does that mean?
There's someone leaving just straight turds in a toilet, not flushing, and there's no toilet paper anymore.
Not turds.
Show him the photo. Show him maybe don't do it to the people.
Yeah, we won't put this publicly, but
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
it is not just turds. There is definitely residue. That is why I'm kind of worried about whoever it is. That if they don't even realize that, like there's a bigger conversation to be had. We can't be put into a position with adults though, where we got to remind them to flush toilet and wipe butt.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
The white butt situation is a tough one to.
Yeah, this could be just a sick and twisted game now. Someone could have done that and then went in the other bathroom and wiped.
I
hope that happens. I hope that's the case.
So, as if it was a game show, Tone has utilized this time to write on his dry erase board who he thinks is the mad shitter, as
It's mean. I don't want to
Gumpy
show
would
it
say
out
it.
loud.
I'm just saying the cheeks got to be irritated throughout the day. I don't know how you. I mean, that's why the wet wipes just such a win, you know, because you don't have to feel the irritation in between the cheeks. Somebody's just
I mean,
disgusting.
it's someone that's there now, right? Somebody that's in the building.
Yeah, it's someone that's in the building. And unfortunately, that person might have to find another job because this is just becoming disgusting.
Oh my God, that is a whole nother.
That would be.
Let's get out of here. We'll get to the bottom of it. I think we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wyndham Clark didn't really want to help me golf much, did he?
No, he said he gave all his tips away as Rex Grossman or whatever.
Tanner.
Exactly.
Sexy Rexy, yeah.
Hey, fantasy football teams are up over 1.7 million of them.
That's a lot.
Let's go. Ours is next week. Week from tomorrow, boys. Walk in.
Have we decided our draft order yet?
No, not
How many
yet.
teams is it?
17.
That's too many.
Who?
Wow.
So it's
Someone's gotta
everyone
get
in the
relegated.
office, minus you because you won't do it. And then AJ, AQ,
Coach?
No, Coach Pagano couldn't figure out the technology. I think that's everybody.
I'm owner of team, remember?
Yeah,
I am part of somebody's team.
with the Mad Shitter. Whoever the Mad Shitter is, that's the team you're on, right?
You were about to say Bone. You think this is Bone that did this?
No, I don't know anymore.
Bone's too big to go. into
I
that
honestly
stall.
don't even want to know. I just want this person's asshole to be sewn shut forever.
Oh, that'd be rough.
Like a human centipede.
What would happen? What happens if you do that?
I think it comes up, you're dead.
Your appendix burst.
Yeah, you'd die pretty
Yeah.
You get sepsis.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
get rid of
tough
that.
torture situation.
Yeah, and I don't think that should happen. But I do think people should have to. I don't like that we have to remind people to wipe their butts, but take
Or
the,
flush the fucking toilet.
Flush a toilet.
yeah. But I think if you wipe your butt,
Certainly, but
You'll
also,
flush the toilet.
when was the last time you took a shit and then we're just like, fuck it, I'll let that cook in there for a little bit?
Anywhere.
it's been
Even
It
porta
just-
potties.
This has
you look
been
for.
an interesting development. Just leaving
Did they
one.
forget?
I think they forget to wipe their butt. That's why I think we
And
have
flush, like just I'm done. Bye. And they just walk out.
Oh, well, I think if they wipe their butt, they have to look at toilet, which automatically makes them. I think that is something that has to happen. Now, these are adults. We should not be having this conversation at all.
Yeah.
At all.
My daughter is telling me poop.
Yeah.
And I got to take her to the toilet. I give her little stairs. She walks up these little stairs. She poops in there. She gets excited to pull the toilet paper. Then she wipes. She puts it in there. Then she goes back sideways, flushes the toilet, and then walks out. She's 3. Okay? So now we're dealing with adults.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think we just need to remind people to wipe their butt.
Oh, I forgot.
He thinks it's bad?
We need fucking Jack Carr in here. Just snipe
Yeah.
whoever it is.
They're also
Figure
not-
he'll get to the bottom
The
of it.
new season is coming out soon, so maybe he should.
Fucking put him down.
Every time he comes over here. No, not the last time. Right? There's no global attack last time?
No. He couldn't come this year. I think he was doing
When did he shoot
another
the alien?
global attack.
That was 2 trips ago. That was
He
crazy.
didn't give us the gun knives.
We are so lucky that he he killed those aliens, especially that last alien that came out of the ship. Remember how big it was?
Yeah.
Huge. What'd he say? This one likes to eat.
This one made a couple stops on the way.
Yeah.
Snacks.
All right, this goes in. We'll never have a mad shitting situation again.
Okay, you might as well just miss on purpose then.
Great.
I mean, we got to figure this out.
Who's we, Age? Remember when you came over to Indianapolis, pissed all over the floor in the bathroom?
No, he brought plastic bags of piss and then dumped them on the floor. And,
like the Franzia bags?
Yeah.
Remember the cake? I
remember the cake, yeah.
Watching that.
Someone took a
I was
bite?
here for that one.
Where?
That was probably my favorite.
We got to the bottom of that one
pretty quickly.
Yeah, we did.
Someone just grabbed a handful of it.
Oh, yeah, right over.
We can't blame him on this one.
Yeah, I do remember. Just trying it.
Oh, man.
I hope for whoever is the pooper in here to know that they don't have to live life without wiping. It's much better. Just do it.
I pray that this a bit. It's got to be a bit, right? If it's not a bit, then that's wild.
It's not a bit.
They're sitting in it right now.
It's not a bit.
Whoever's doing it.
I promise you, it's not a bit. I'm with Pat. It's someone that forgot to poo or wipe, and then they walked out of there, and now they're too embarrassed.
Who is forget? No one's forgotten to wipe.
I'm just saying.
I don't accept that.
I don't accept
If you
it either.
if you forget to wipe after you take a shit, you should be shot in the fucking head.
Agree.
Because they're not washing their
I
hands
concur.
either then. No way.
I think that's what's happening.
And we have
I think
communal
so.
things out here, so someone's taking a fucking shit, not washing, not
Definitely not
wiping,
washing.
definitely not wiping, but having not washing their hands and then putting their hands in shit that other people put
They
their
better not
hands
be in the Kalashis.
That's what I'm saying.
Bingo.
Oh, man.
Bingo.
Everything is tainted.
And we're just laughing it off.
Hey, this is part of corporate life, boys.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
this
it's
is office
not.
life.
There's no way. There's no way.
Boys, this is office life.
That's true.
There's no way.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You get fired.
There's an HR department.
H&R is certainly here and excited to learn about who is dumping and not wiping. Good luck to all parties sitting right within earshot. That could certainly be the people that did this.
Mm-hmm.
You think Mitt forgot to wipe? Mitt's working out 2 times
I
a
don't think
day.
it's Mitt.
I've only ever seen Mitt in one bathroom, and it's the woman's bathroom. And this was in the
Jesus.
men's bathroom.
Jeez Louise. Let's not be doing that either, boys. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Raskiller.
Raskiller, Thursday, September 3rd. I think doors are opening at 4 o'clock. It is $20 to get in.
Yes. Standard.
That is standard.
Performing album with an incredible band that's coming up from Nashville that helped me piece the entire album together. This could be a one night only, last night, first night type situation here. Thursday, September 3rd, Raskiller. I believe there'll be great deals, obviously, on food. We'll have a good time with drinks. And then, I think, let's say, everything goes around 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah.
Doors open at 4. Worthy of hanging out, though.
Definitely.
Obviously, music will be playing. There'll be great vibes, great times. Thursday, September 3rd, the Raskiller, and we'll kick off football season.
Mm-hmm.
And then travel down to Louisiana right after this. This is going to be a fun finale to the offseason here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this offseason did a little music. Last offseason did a little acting.
Mm-hmm.
The offseason before that, fully committed to WWE. These offseasons have been filled with a lot of growth, I would say, a lot of learning of things. The music one has been, I think, the most committed I've been to something that I knew very little about, like at the beginning of the process. Feels like I got a master's degree in the entire thing from who I got to learn from, not only about the music process of, writing, executing, demo, tracking, in progress, do this, add this, the whole thing, actually making the music, but the history of Nashville and Music Row and everything like that, it was awesome. I was so incredibly lucky to get to experience that. I'll have that for the rest of my life. Very, very thankful for everybody that was kind to me. And then, the reaction to it, there has obviously been a lot of people that have shit all over it, which, hey, pretty hilarious respect for the way I've been buried. But then there's been people that actually enjoy like what I wrote and the music it sounds. So it's been a fulfilling experience as well. So I've really appreciated the process while obviously getting to do it at a level with the people that are so good at it and with how open they all were with their information. It was just a blast. I'm excited for Thursday. The people that are going to be on the instruments are like potentially best in world conversation. So it's like Thursday night should be a lot of fun. I am I'm pumped up about it, AJ. I'm very, very excited. I think we're up over 1 million streams in the first week or whatever.
Boom.
Yeah. For the, yeah. So
Yeah, live musical performance. That's awesome. Like that's serious.
yeah, I'll be excited, man. You know, I'll be pumped to talk a little bit about the songs. You know, do a little bit of that. I assume people will be boozed up. My songs all created to be live. You know, a lot of head bobbing, a lot of let's have a good time out there. So next Thursday night should be a blast. I appreciate you all so much. All right, we're back tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3 for the good of sport, baby. Is everybody thinking like that right now? I don't know. It feels like people are thinking about for the good of me right now.
Wow.
In a lot of different places. Team on me, team on 3 for the good of sport, baby.
Mm-hmm.
We can't thank all of you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.